If you are on the replay crew, do a plant themed emoji if you are here on replay, so I'll know when I see a comment. And otherwise I'll just wait here for a couple people to join us. If you're in the replay crew, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notifications when I go live. Where is my guy? Minnie, what'd you do with it? There it is. See, you were laying on it. I knew it. Hello, hello. Minnie, you gotta stop pressing into everything like this. You gotta chill out. You gotta stop. It just got dark all of a sudden. Oh, Minnie, come on. Oh, she just smashed her face into the side of the tablet. Come here. I'll pet you right here. You keep walking away and running in circles. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to like the stream. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that notification bell so that you get alerts when I go live. Hey, Smudged Rose. Dude, so I really want to do a couple members only live streams, but I don't have that many members yet, only 6 maybe. So it's kind of hard to get everyone in the same place because it's not that many people. And yesterday I tried to do a quickie stream. I tried to plan for it, and then my plans went to shit, and then I felt like I had a really bad headache yesterday. And this is my first time turning the live stream on all day. I didn't turn on a live stream this morning. I was like, I'm calling back my energy. I'm gonna prioritize my mental health and just literally veg out. I know I need to make money. I know I need to make money, so I need to go online. I need to live stream, to keep generating an income. But I'm just gonna just veg out all day, and I'm just gonna watch TikToks or just scroll mindlessly on social media just because, for no reason, just because. And so that's what I've been doing today. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, Petra. I'm not gonna be doing only members type of things, so it's not something that you have to do, or you're not gonna be really missing out, you're not gonna be missing out on a whole hell of a lot. I mean, you are gonna be missing out on a lot, but it's just part and parcel of it. I don't want to ask people to get another app. I found out on Patreon I can do a free tier, but I just I can't ask my people to download yet another app. Everybody's already downloaded Discord and Bigo, and I just can't ask my girls to keep downloading bunches of different things. You are just so cute. Is that a pimple on your chin? What is that? You look like you have a pimple on your chin. Can you guys see her little paws just reaching up in the ear? You're so cute. You're so cute. You're a cute little hammy ham. Silly kitty. Yeah, Smudged Rose, that's literally what I was doing, was just filling my cup. I was just gonna cater to myself. Listen to this. So last night, I forgot that I had to do taxes. I didn't forget. I just kept putting it off really, because I was just this is a pain in the butt. I got so much shit I got to do. Anyway, so I did my taxes last night. I finally just cracked down and did my taxes last night. Which sucks, but at least they're done now, and now it's set up for the year, so that I don't have to I don't have to stress out again for a whole nother year about it. Sophie, there is a members tab on my homepage. I think that you might have to access it through a browser. I don't know if you can do it through the TikTok or the the YouTube app itself. You'll have to ask someone with green text. Smudged Rose, can you tell them how you did that? Because I don't know exactly. Isn't she the cutest? So guys, listen. So I did my taxes yesterday. First of all, I found out that I am breaking even this year. Okay? Like, I do not owe any money. I'm breaking even. Pretty excited about that. To be quite honest, I'm not really breaking even, but it might as well be breaking even because I don't owe like $500 in taxes this year. Like, I share custody with my ex-husband, so I don't I have to, like, we rotate on who's gonna claim Elliot, you know, for the year or whatever, and we try to, like, make it as fair as possible. And even though, like, I'm the one that works and he doesn't, I try to still make it, like, fair for him, because I don't want him to, I just don't want to fight, honestly. I don't want animosity. But anyway, last year I ended up owing like $500 in taxes. This year, because I claimed Elliot, I broke even. Oh, the money sign next to the chat box. Here in this chat window? I do my own taxes. I file my own taxes. I've been filing my own taxes for like 7 or 8 years now. I do not use TurboTax. No, I use a website called Free Tax USA. If you guys have not filed your taxes and you want to get the most money back and the least money going to, like, people paying them fees and shit, you should use Free Tax USA. I don't know if I get, like, credit or anything like that for anyone who, like, I don't know if I have an affiliate link or something like that for the website, but just go to freetaxusa.com, and it is so fucking easy. It's so easy. It's literally so easy. Dude, do you guys know, if I get a timeshare, right? Like, let's say I get a school bus, right? I spend $20,000 on a school bus, and then I have like $30,000 remaining, maybe $40,000 remaining. What if I got a timeshare and I literally was I only want to be, like, I don't want to, like, be there all the time. But, like, if you have a timeshare, it's forever, right? Until you stop, until you sell it out. I know. No, here's the thing, though. My aunt owns a timeshare, okay? Timeshares are stupid if you don't know what you're getting yourself into. I know what I'm getting myself into. I know what a timeshare is. I would obviously go through a company that has that has a reputable whatever. And you got to realize too, though, guys, these timeshare places, they will literally give you, like, a free fucking cruise. They'll give you a free spa day. They will give you shit. I will be going into it knowing that I want a timeshare. You know what I mean? Like, knowing, like, yes, I'm buying one. You know? I just want to, like, the only thing would be is that, like, where in the country is it? And is it somewhere that I reasonably, realistically, feasibly, and fiscally can utilize often enough that it is worth the investment? Super chat is just like kind of like gifting on TikTok or on Bigo. But instead of giving like beans or little flower things and TikTok taking half the money, you are just giving a dollar amount. But the memberships, there are 3 tiers of the memberships. One is for the chickens, one is for the dog, and one is for the kiddo. Well, you can be rude about it all you want. That's up to you. But so my aunt has a timeshare. My aunt lives the same style of life that I live. She likes to live on the road. She's mobile most of the year. But like maybe 1 or 2 weeks out of the year, she wants to go on a nice vacation, which is what I want to do. That's ultimately the reason that I'm considering it. I haven't even sold my property yet. Like I'm literally, because the world is my oyster. Okay, when Roxanne buys me out from this property and I sell my bus or I trade, like, the world is literally my oyster at that point. I can do pretty much anything. I could go to Europe if I want and buy a fucking cottage in Spain. Like, I could literally theoretically do absolutely anything I want if I do it with some discernment and I do it wise. So what I like to do is I like to think of all the things I could do instead of thinking of all the things that I couldn't do or that I shouldn't do. I like to think of all the things like, that would be cool. Let's think of all the cool reasons that would be cool. Because I am in the process of manifesting something. I'm trying to get the feeling, not necessarily, I don't care point A, point B, point C. I don't care about none of that crap. What I care about is that I get to the place where I want to be, which is in a place where I'm happy, healthy, mentally secure, like mentally and emotionally regulated. My son is all of the above and learning. So that is my priority, and then I get this. I want the feeling. I want to capture the feeling of like Colorado in the summertime. I want to capture the feeling of Oregon in the springtime. The sun shining brightly, cool breeze, windows open, and it's warm but cool. Perfect temperature. That's what I'm trying to do. I want freedom, and I want comfort, and I want some aesthetically pleasing experiences. And I'm open to every single possible reality that brings me that feeling that I want. And ultimately, my aunt, she might be stupid and like she might just be like a little, like, honey, she is medicated, but like, she's always had these like ideas that were fucking genius before anyone else. Back in like 2000, my aunt came up with an idea for a website that was on your phone. So basically an app, a website that was hard programmed into your phone that you could find the calories of any food that you wanted to eat. She's like literally cutting edge, dude. I'm telling you, my aunt, she wanted to open up a vape shop back way before vape stuff was even popular. We almost did. We used to make our own vape juices and stuff and sell them to, like, locally. Like, I'm telling you, my aunt, she might be crazy, but she's got ideas that, if taken by the right person, can actually be made into something great. She's not capable of making all those ideas happen herself. Same with me. I'm an idea guy. I'm definitely a doer, because I'm a get an idea and then just go for it. But it has to be, all the chips have to fall into place. Like, if I'm not meant to get a timeshare, then nothing will work out for it. Like, it just won't happen. If it's not in my best interest, it's not for my highest, best possible scenario, then it's just, in the end, and then it just won't work out. Yeah, but prepper guy, I also got a van for free. I also gave away a van for free. I also got a bus for free. I also was given $100,000 to buy property to create a mom community. Like, my crazy ideas have 100% led me to every goal I've ever set for myself. So I absolutely know that I'm going to reach my goal, and it's happening like right now. It's in the process of happening now, and I'm documenting it. My struggles from November until where I'm going to be by the end of the next couple of months. It's going to be crazy. You're in a fucking jerky mood today, apparently. Well, in any case, so I am in the process of reclaiming all of the energy that I have just like given away freely. I also think that I am going to spend a couple of $100, like when like I've had some money that I've been holding on to, like maybe like $400 that I've been like kind of hiding and putting away. And I kind of set a manifestation goal for myself accidentally. The other day I commented on this coach, this really awesome chick on TikTok, who is like not a business coach, not a social media coach. I don't know. She's kind of a life coach, but not really. But I need a mentor. I need a guide to show me what to do. And she operates her own social media and does a really good job. And so at the very least, if I pay her money, she could show me, or at the very least tell me how she's doing what she's doing. So I made this manifestation goal, and I had commented on her video, and I was just like, basically said like, oh, I'm like the perfect person for you. I'm like the perfect, your perfect type of client. Cause she's like, I need someone who like gets crazy ideas and then just does it, and like is willing to try anything, and you know, is like not afraid to just take blind leaps of faith and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is me all over it, right? And usually I don't resonate, or I don't like using that word, but I usually don't find people that I feel could do something like to actually help me. Usually I feel like cynical about people, and I don't feel like a real trust. But she says like all the right words to captivate me. Like she's like my goal is to get people who are true, honest, authentic, and not manipulative liars. She's like, for too long we have been raising up the wrong type of celebrity. She's like, and imagine the type of world we could live in if truly good people were actually in positions of power. And so like I was just like, oh shit, okay, she's totally speaking my fucking language right now. So anyway, so I commented on her video, and I was like, you know, kind of like oh yeah, you know, I'm like your perfect client, just rolling the dice out there. And she said, let's make it happen, you know, or whatever that case may be. And so I just said, I was like, if it's meant to be, the money will find me. The exact amount of money I need to do this exact course will find me. And then this morning, I was kind of going over her, because she replied again, and so I was we had this like a moment of back and forth. So I went back to her LinkedIn tree, or link tree, and I went and looked back at her like course, the one that I was thinking about, whatever. So I went and I looked at the cost of it, and it is literally, so I had transferred, preface asterisk, 2 days ago, I had split my money up because I didn't want Starlink to charge my account. It's $250. And so I had like $350 maybe, and just under 400. And so I broke the money up into two, and I put one in my business account and one in my personal account, so that if Starlink tries to charge me, there's just under the amount of money that they would need, so that it won't go through. And so now I have two amounts. In one of my accounts is the literal exact dollar amount that I need in order to take her course. Like the literal dollar amount. Exactly. And so when I realized that, I was like, oh shit, that's that's God telling me that I might be supposed to like do this. And I also know that there comes a time when, like, even someone like me who is in a position to show others how to do a lot of the things that I'm doing, I don't know how to articulate these things, and I really need to I need to latch on to somebody, even if I have to pay them, to teach me how to help you guys, and do so like for free. Because I don't particularly think that I could ever do what she does. I am not a sales marketing person. I am not interested in making catchy videos to get you to sign up for my newsletter and join my course. Like, I will literally never fucking be able to do that. But what I would like to do is like live for free, or gifts or whatever, you know, super chats and things. I would like to just be able to help people, like coach them through hard times, like live on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to charge. I don't want to be a life coach. I want to basically help people find out how they're hurting their own selves and how they can best solve their own problems, because I'm really good at that. I'm good at finding where I am my own worst enemy, and then like zeroing in on that spot and like making sure I fix it, because I lean into the cringe. And so anyways, I think that it was a sign from God. So I am going to, in spite of all the things in my head that are like, oh, you need the money for this, or oh, you need the money for that, I really don't. Like right now, I have enough gas. I have money to get gas. My truck is broken down, but like there's really nothing I can like do about that right now anyway. And if I invest in this, it's only like a couple $100 that I'll have lost. I won't do it, you know, I won't continue to do that kind of thing. Like, I'm not going to be the person who's like a serial life coach finder or whatever. Like, I'm cynical about stuff like that. I don't think it's necessary in order to become my best, most authentic, most truest self. The only reason that you need a coach like that is so that you can learn how she uses fucking Excel, how she fucking keeps track of, like, you know, social media things. How do you find an agent? How do you reach out to brands? And what do you say to them in order to get like start a business relationship with brand sponsorships and stuff like that? Like, I don't know any of that stuff. I need to learn. And if I need to pay somebody to teach me, I will. You know, I'd rather invest in myself. So no, she's not, and I won't. I'm not stupid, you guys. I'm not stupid. So like, you can choose to be cynical about it, but trust that I am the most cynical person. I don't fucking trust people when it comes to stuff like that. When it comes to paying people my money, I don't try. I've never, ever, ever, I've never hired a personal trainer. I don't go to people. I've never paid someone to like do my nails, do my hair. I don't trust people in that way. I don't trust anyone to give me a service the way that I would want, like they would, like, when I do a service for someone, when I do dreadlocks for someone, I do every single person's hair as if I were doing my own hair. I treat each person, like, if it was me, what would I want to do with my own hair? Like, how would I feel about this if it was me? That's how I do everybody's hair. And that is not what other people do. That is not how people are in the service industry in any way, shape, or form. It's all about how to coax you out of your dollar. I'm very well aware of this. But I prayed on it, and the exact fucking dollar amount happened to be in my account when I woke up this morning, after I literally had texted the girl and said, if it's meant to be, God will give me the money for it. And then the next day I woke up and the exact dollar amount is right there. I trust God. And when God tells me things, I fucking listen and I just do what I'm told. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm gonna do it. It's just like how I live my life, man. I gotta do what God tells me to do. It's not only does it make me feel better about, and more you know, like, I've got superstitions and shit, you know? You can say that all you want, but I've seen God firsthand, so just your personal experience versus my personal experience. I don't like believe in the Bible, and I don't believe Jesus was like the son of God or anything, but I absolutely believe that through the human we're literally all one. We come from one body. We're just the cells, separate cells in the same body. So we are psychically connected on a quantum level that is inexplicable and indescribable using the ways we can articulate today. We have to, like, it's just, you just can't explain it. So the fact that we are connected the same way that all of our cells are connected to one another, that means that when I visualize something, if I focus hard enough on it, my aura, my personal bubble of energy can project out and make others aware within the quantum field. Like I can, we're all connected through our mind. It's not just spiritual, it's fucking science, okay? But all science is doing is proving how magic everything is, which makes it spiritual. So people can believe whatever you want. I don't care. I personally believe that we are all connected. We all come from the same, like, if you picture it like a bubble of liquid, like floating in gravity-free environment, you know? You're fucking liquid, okay? Little drops are coming down. That's people being born. Little drops are going bloop, 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 back into the bubble. That's souls dying. Everything that has an electric signal is life. Everything that comes, that we're all connected, okay? It's, you know, like fucking super unhinged, but it's just true. I mean, like, just look at the fucking connections with mushrooms and shit like that, and how the mycelium connects every single one of the living organisms under the ground. The trees are communicating with the bushes, or communicating with the moss, okay? And it's through the mycelium. And that is 100%, like, nature copies itself in all different, like, sizes. So what happens on the small scale, you can guarantee is happening on the big scale, just like a different perception to you. You know, it's kind of how, like, giants move in slow motion to you. But anyway, in any case, I believe 100% that if I send a bat signal into the world and I then take a listen at what the echolocation tells me, and then I do what that echolocation suggests, then guess what? I end up always getting exactly what I need and what I want half the time. Like, always what I need. Most of the time what I want. I mean, I wanted a school bus and I prayed for it and I got it 3 days later. A fucking school bus. Out of nowhere. I was home, like, I was living in a fucking van. I didn't have no money or anything. How the fuck was I gonna get a school bus? I didn't know. I just knew I was gonna get a school bus. And I did. It was crazy. Someone called me out of the blue, randomly, on day 3, and was just like, hey, you wouldn't want to sell your van, would you? And the only reason that I answered the phone is because I always lean into the cringe. Because after you ask God, or you pray, or you try to manifest something, you will get your answer immediately. But it's always going to come at you, making you cringe. It's something that's going to make you cringe. That's the path to what you want. So you're going to be knee-jerk reaction and go, no, I can't do that because of all these reasons why, or no, I can't. I almost didn't answer the phone because it was this guy that I had this, like, false start relationship with, like, 2 years previous, and I just didn't want to talk to him, like, at all. And so I was just like, oh, no. And then I remembered I had prayed for a bus, and I was just like, okay, I said, maybe he wants to buy your van, Heather. You never know. Hello? And he goes, hey, you wouldn't want to sell your van, would you? And I was just like, yeah, sure, for $10,000. I paid $5,000 for it, okay? So he said sure, and I hung up the phone with him. School bus for sale, Craigslist. Boop, oh, bus for sale, $8,000. So then I bought a bus for $8,000, and I had $2,000 left over to, like, buy some stuff that I needed. Having faith that things are going to work out and that things are going to happen exactly as they should is part of the process. you know, I am literally free falling through life and trusting that she's going to be able to like come up with $45,000. Like that's what I'm literally just trusting in that right now, you know? So we shall see. What? Is the light bothering you? Oh. How's that? Is that better? Is that better? That's fucking cat. See, like covering her eye. She's like, I want a light out of my face. My cup, my thingy, it was the only color they had when I wanted to buy a cup. So, I mean, I bought that so impulsively fast. I was in the aisle. It was one of those suggested sales in the aisle of my co-op where I get all my like animal feed. And, I pick it up and I was like looking at it and I was kind of like musing at the cost because it was like $60 or something like that. And I was just like, geez, oh Pete, $60. And I set it down on the thing and I had just put my phone number in. So she was like pulling up my account and stuff like that. And she was about to ask me, you know, do I want to like use my balance or do I want to like, you know, let it continue to build up? And so what she said to me was, she was like, you know, she's like, with your balance in your co-op account, she's like, you could really get that for like $12. I was like, wait, what? Really? Seriously? Okay, sold. The decision happened like literally in a matter of like 30 seconds. And this is the only cup. This like, there was only like 3 things on the, and they were all pink. It was like a wine cup. One of those like little, it's like a wine shape, but it's just without the stem on it. And then like there was like a smaller thing, and then there was like there was like black like these charcoal gray ones that were like gallon jugs. They were huge. They were huge. Yep, I'm in Oregon. It's been raining the last couple of hours. Funny story. So I got some of the firewood from up at the top of the property. I put it in the back of my truck and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it in the back of my truck because it hasn't rained in literally like a month. I'm good. So I left it in the back of the truck. So this morning I'm laying in bed and like all of a sudden I hear all this fucking rain and I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like I'm gonna have to get up out of bed right now and go get that firewood like right now. Like right now. So I went and got it out of the truck and put it in the house. And then I was like, well, I guess since it's going to be raining, like I should probably try to get a fire lit. And I didn't start trying to light the fire until probably like 10 o'clock. The fan literally just turned on. It just kicked on. So that's how long, between 10 and 2 o'clock, that's how long it took to get the fire going. I have a fever, dude. I know it. I can like feel it. Shoot. Nah, both. I like pasta on pizza. Like, so at Domino's, I think it is, you know how you can get those pasta bowls that have the bread bowl or whatever? So what you do is you order that, okay? You order the fettuccine alfredo bread bowl, pasta bowl, and then you put it in the refrigerator, okay? You put it in the refrigerator, and then the next day, you pull it out of the refrigerator, you slice it like fucking 4 slices of pizza, and then you take each slice and then you pop it in the oven for like 5 minutes, just enough to start getting it like kind of warm. Like you want the bread to be warm, but really the pasta to kind of be cold. It's so good. And then that's what it is. That's the way to do it. Yep, I had 90 square feet in my van. I had a Chevy Express Mark III, what was it? It was the something edition. Mark III. I don't know. It had like wood paneling and like a disc changer and all kinds of crazy shit. But we gutted it and made it a little house. Or it was gutted when I bought it. Yeah, so Melissa, I think I might have gotten COVID from the dude whose hair I did. But like he was saying that he had been in Japan like the week before and that there was some super bug going around. So whatever I got, I have almost completely totally quarantined myself. Cuz I haven't been in town, I haven't done anything in days except for I saw my neighbor yesterday to take the dump run. Um, but I felt way better yesterday and I feel way better today. I feel feverish, like a little feverish, but I don't have the headache that I had. I had a fucking, my back started out hurting like probably 4 days ago. And then 3 days ago, the day after the back started hurting, my head started hurting. And that's how I was like, oh, I'm getting sick. I see. Because then a fever came in with the headache, and I was like, okay, I got some COVID shit going on. Okay, I see what's going on. Then the next day, which was yesterday, I felt way better. Like I felt way better. I did overexert myself a little bit because when I got home from the dump run, I was gonna try to live stream for members only, but I had to like go and late. I had a headache. It was so bad. I was like dizzy headache. I got car sick, I think, is what really happened. She drives fast, and I don't do well on curves and stuff, man. I don't do well on as a passenger, especially with the windows up. I just don't. I'm not good. Anyway, so I hate machines. I really do. I want to go back to horse and buggy and moving slow. We move too fast. It's too much. I gotta slow down a little bit. But today I just feel a little bit feverish. I feel a little bit queasy, like headache. It's like the headache is at the base of my head and the top of my spine. Like that's where my headache is, kind of. And it feels kind of like a dizziness as well as a headache. But it's not nearly as bad as like it was like 3 days ago. So I'm on the mend at the very least. She's a money girl. She's a money girl. Dude, she's so cute. Dude, this is not even like... Have you guys seen the movie that just came out that is about the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party? And it's like, it's called like the Unhumans, or it's called Unhuman, I think. You should watch there's a version going around with it translated into English. Dude, you don't even really need to translate it to like get the gist of what's going on, but it's literally, guys, the same exact shit that's happening in the United States with our youth right now. They are literally like turning on science and turning on belief of God, and it is militant and it is violent, like BLM and Antifa stuff. That is 100% what happened in China, and that's how China became the Chinese Communist Party. 100% is what is happening right now. And apparently they're saying that the Chinese are the ones who have done it through our public education system. But I don't believe that to be true. I believe that America, in my personal opinion, this hasn't been proven. This is just 100% just like, speculation. But in my personal opinion, allegedly, I believe that the United States is essentially being run by a Israel-run Jewish mafia that the United States is beholden to. It's absolutely crazy what's going on. And like the rest of the world can see what's going on, I believe. The United States is just so propagandized that we're kind of like can't see the forest through the trees kind of situation. Money, I gotta turn the light back on, baby girl. Sorry. It smells so good in here now that the fire's going. I have I put drops of oil or amber balm. It's like, or it's literally like a waxy substance that, you know, it's like crystallized amber. And I put that on. It smells so good now every time the stove gets warm. A hawk got shot in my yard or something happened to it. It was going for my chicken, and like all of a sudden it wasn't going for my chicken anymore, and it was like nose diving into my dog's fenced in area. And so I went to it and looked and inspected it, and it had it looked like a small hole right in its fucking head. Its eye was bleeding from the inside, and it had like just a couple of drops of blood just running down its face. Like it, I can't explain it. Leonard Wide, did you hear about the man whose left side fell off? Well, he's all right now. I'm gonna laugh if the fire just got kicking and now the sun is going to come out. A little, what is this? What is that company that is all over the LuLaRoe for anybody? I have absolutely no idea where this dress came from, but it's like the only thing I've ever seen in person, in actual real life, of that LuLaRoe stuff that everybody was so obsessed with a couple of years ago. I never understood the craze. I don't like looking like literally every other person in my neighborhood, so I never like shopped. There, but I probably got it from either Goodwill or in a Darwin's grab bag of free clothing items. I bet you it was at one of those like girl swap things. But it's a cute dress, so I'm gonna wear it. Oh, I should probably take it off my bodysuit. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This is like girl magic right here. Ta-da! All right. There's Reese's peanut butter cups fucking wrappers on my floor. Apparently I was eating Reese's cups last night. The chickens are underneath my house, and so when they're like, it's like muffled. Fine, lick your butt. Don't play with me. And I wonder where you've been. Where am I go? I did not, Miss Lady. So I have a really hard time digesting people lying. Like, I can't watch it. If it's very well known, that's your butthole, dude. If it's known that they're a liar, if it's been proven the things that they're lying about, if it's been proven that they're lying, so like it's very blatantly obvious that they are lying and they are just covering their ass. Like that interview, he was not interviewed. He paid someone to interview him. He released it on his own social media and then paid Insider to run a story on it. So it looked like Insider was interviewing him. But that wasn't the case. And it was released the day that the day that the show came out. He didn't have, there's no way he could have orchestrated the whole thing, organized it, carried it out the interview, and actually had time to like watch the episodes and digest it and feel the feelings that he says he really had. So it's just very obvious he's a liar. He's a fucking manipulator. He is a child pervert. We have all seen, do you guys remember the old Amanda Show fucking website? Do you guys remember that shit? That's one of the first websites that like kids ever went to. That was like the Barbie website and that website. What? So anyway, people are rediscovering all this stuff and like he's getting caught. And so he's trying to cover his ass. But I can't watch him talk. I can't watch Amber Heard talk. I can't watch people like that talk. It makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me so uncomfortable. It's like watching a sex scene in a movie. I just want to fast forward. So the problem therein is that sometimes I am like, you have to watch because I can't trust other people's interpretations of information. Because we could all look at the same information and like so many of y'all will just like be lying and shit and just like be like, oh my god, can you believe blah blah blah, instead of like, oh wow, look, there is a person existing. People always think you have to have an opinion about something, that you can't just watch something neutrally. Like when I am watching something for the first time, I'm absorbing it neutrally. Not, there's no good, there's no bad, I'm just absorbing, I'm just taking it in. No feelings. I'll decide later how I feel about it. But like, it's really 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 difficult to digest the words of someone who is basically one of the worst kind of people on the planet. Just like the type of people that would exploit children, that would manage to get to the top and then maintain high stature in a world like that. It's just like I've been saying this whole time before Diddy got called out for all this shit. I've been saying, I bet, dude, there's no way that this man could be in the industry and be a high player, producer, record executive like he is without being a shitty person. There's no way that you could become successful like that and maintain the level of success that he has without making choices that hurt other people. And that was not even with the implication of any kind of sexual activity badness. I just meant making decisions that hurt other people for your own financial gain. That's what I meant at the time. I said this 2 years ago. I did not realize what I was saying was so true, and about like in the world, I just don't like to think that way about people. So like, I don't tend to like envision the darkest parts of humanity. You know, I just see like, if it's bad, it's like, you know, like a kid in the cookie jar kind of level. Integral Studio, that is very true. However, so there's a reason why I'm not wealthy. And that reason is because every single time there has come a time in my life where I had to choose my own financial gain or the well-being of everyone involved, I've always chosen the well-being of everyone involved, even if the other people involved would never afford me that same grace. Because it doesn't sit with me to make choices that harm others to benefit myself. I just can't. I don't understand how people literally like Amber Heard can get away with what they get away with. Like, how is that even possible? Like, how did you do, what? How are you lying? Like you're what? Like, I would fold if I was lying like that. You'd call me out and I would like try maybe deny it once, and then I'd be like, okay, you got me. Like, there's no way. Like, I just don't understand people with that, or that level of like, I don't know. It's scary. People are scary. I think that we should enter into every situation where we're taking information in, or we're experiencing something new for the first time. I believe that we should practice neutrality. We should practice not having an opinion about something until after we've taken enough information to warrant having an opinion about it. I mean, Big Drink Tea, we've known for decades now that they have been adding chemicals to our water in order to dumb us down by way of fluoride. What you also have to realize is that if you are showering using a water heating apparatus, you know, the big tanks, if you have one of those tanks in your house, so water is either coming from a city source, which is recycled water, which means that it's got, you know, it's got dissolved solids from people's urine in it. Or if it's from a well, it's coming from a natural water source, so there's minerals, dissolved solids in the water table. That's just the way it is when you're getting like spring water or well water. So in the water that goes into this tank, it has a lot of dissolved solids in it as it is. Now, through the process of heating water, it causes the molecules to do, you know, the thing where it starts to, all of the solids start to adhere to the inside of the water heating tank. So if you've ever seen an old water heater, inside, they have like that white calcium buildup. That shit is in the water that is sitting inside that water heater. So every time new fresh water fills that water tank, it's not only got its own dissolved solids in it, but it's sitting in a walls of nothing but those dissolved solids. So it's picking up more of the dissolved solids and putting them on you. When you take a shower, okay, if you put liquid soap in your hand, put a little water in your hand. Dr. Bronner's is a really good, Castile soap specifically is a really good gauge of this. If you put water in your hand and you squirt a little Dr. Bronner's in there, without touching it, if it immediately starts turning white, not bubbling, but it starts turning white and milky, that means that you have a lot of dissolved you have hard water, a lot of dissolved minerals in your water, and that is preventing the water from being able to actually remove a lot of these soapy residues from your body. Because what happens when saponified fat, when it touches like hard water minerals, it's kind of like what happens if you accidentally get a drop of liquid in melted chocolate. It seizes essentially. So what happens is the saponified fats seize up and become wax. So what is happening is, instead of being a soap, it's now a wax and an oil, and that's it. And so the soap doesn't do its job anymore. You'll notice that you have like a white film on your fingernails or your toenails. That is a telltale sign. If you'll notice, another telltale sign is when you drain your bathtub, if there is a ring, a gray ring or any kind of ring around that you can wipe with your finger and you see the residue, that is another telltale sign. That means that you shouldn't be putting that water on your skin especially if you suffer from any kind of breakouts, because that shit is what's causing your breakouts. I have suffered my whole life from cystic acne. Huge, like I've got scars all over my face. I had huge acnes all over my face, and I thought, oh my God, I need to wash my face more. I need to put oil. I need to rehydrate. I need to add medicines to stop all this. Do you know what actually made it all go away, and literally go away for actual ever? I get maybe a zit here and there now. People compliment my skin all the time. Even though I have scars and stuff, my skin looks really good. And the reason is because I do not fucking ever wash my face. Ever. I will use a warm washcloth or a cool washcloth. I will use a baby wipe. I will use oil on my face, and then I will use like a hot washcloth to steam my face, and then I will use like a clean washcloth to wipe away, like a warm wet washcloth to wipe all the oil away. But I do not ever get my face wet in the shower. Ever. I avoid that shit like the plague. And since I know that is the case about my face, I've also now understand that is the exact same thing that happens with my scalp. So it's the same sensitive, skin. And maybe I'm not getting cystic acne on my scalp, but my hair was falling out, and I was getting like really, like I'm suffering from it right now. Like I have these huge bumps on my head, not bumps, I guess they're like scabs, I guess, because like my scalp is literally just psoriasising or whatever, eczemaing, because I use shampoo on my scalp at my ex-husband's house, even though I know that I have an allergy to it. And now I am suffering, and it really is fucking bad. It sucks. But so now I know that I can only ever wash my hair using lukewarm water, if not, and then rinse with cold water. I do not ever put hot water from a water heater unless it is one of those on-demand propane fucking water heaters. I will not put hot water on my body unless like I said, on-demand water heaters are the shit. Jim Sim. My aunt is so afraid of the water when she takes, she's afraid of the squirting, the water hitting her face. She's so afraid of it. She literally showers with a snorkel and a scuba mask on. Like, I swear to God. I swear to actual God, I'm not making this up at all. It's so funny how people who come in here to tout Christianity or like they're some kind of like moral superior person literally do not understand that I am very much have a very close relationship to God. And not only that, but like I actually have God helping me in my actual like visibly, and I can document it where God is helping me in my life. So it's weird. Glenda, do not use shampoo. Do not use shampoo. And so I went through this in like 2009, 2010. Is when I realized I was allergic to shampoo. And so I went down the route of the no poo method, where you use baking soda and apple cider vinegar. And the method that people, you know, like to do, and they say that, you know, there's just nothing you can do about your hair being kind of like frizzy or like whatever afterwards, but there is something you can do. But what people are doing is they're washing their hair using baking soda and then rinsing it, and then doing using vinegar as like conditioner as a rinse afterwards. And what ends up happening is, because it's alkaline and acid, the alkaline is causing the cuticle of your hair to open up like this, and the acid makes the cuticle slam shut. That's why apple cider vinegar makes your hair very shiny and easy to comb, because it closes the cuticle of your hair nice and tight and makes it a slip, like a perfectly cylinder, you know, like thingy. What I have discovered is that if you mix the apple cider vinegar and the baking soda with warm water in a, like, get a big water bottle and fill it, you know, like, so let's say the water bottle is like one of those really tall water bottles, you know, the really tall ones. It's like a liter, 1 liter. Okay. So let's say 1 liter, you would do like about half of that, more than half of that would be water, like skin temperature. You want it to be tepid. You want it to be like around 95 to 100 degrees, okay? You don't want it, you want it to be just skin temperature warm, because this is a chemical process that we're doing. This is not like, you're not just like, you know, washing our hair. We're gonna do a chemical experiment. So you want you want skin temperature water. You want to feel it and be like, yeah, that's about right. So then you take a heaping tablespoon of baking soda and you put it in there, and then you put a couple of glugs of apple cider vinegar in there. It's gonna do the bubble thing. That's totally fine. Stick your finger in there and just kind of like help it along. Let the air escape, but keep the stuff inside, you know, so you can like be a little regulation valve with your finger. And you just mix it all up. The chemical process is still gonna happen on a molecular level even after the big show. So you don't have to worry. It didn't stop working just because it finished bubbling. It's literally still working. It works for a long time afterwards. So you mix those two together, and then once it's done bubbling, you top it off the bottle with water, okay? And then you make sure everything is fully dissolved. You want that baking soda to be really dissolved well, okay? Now, on a dry head, you start applying this stuff to your scalp as if you're wetting your hair, okay? And you're working it into your scalp. Every square inch of your scalp, you work it in really well. And every square inch, you don't want to waste it. You're working it in. Once you've fully worked it in, you're probably going to have some extra, so just go ahead and really get it all into your scalp, and then just allow it to sit there for a second, you know, just like, you know, start working it in with your fingertips all around your scalp. You want to massage away any dead skin cells. This is really the point, right? And so you really want to massage this. The chemical process is the effervescence. So you want to like assist the effervescence along with some elbow grease. You know what I'm saying? Now, once you are done like doing that, then you can go to the shower and start rinsing your hair, and do it like systematically, okay? You want to start at the top and work your way down, and like part your hair down the middle, so that when you're rinsing your hair, you're never like rinsing hair and having like the dirty hair rinse over clean hair. You know what I'm saying? So like you always want to like start at the top and then like separate it and work your way down, so you're rinsing things constantly in a downward way. You don't want to like, you know, dirty up something you've already cleaned. But anyways, once you've rinsed that, now you just continue to like work it through, you know, work your scalp. You want to make sure that you're really getting all the dead skin cells away. The dead skin cells, as they start to like pull away from your skin, that's what causes a lot of the itching that we experience from dandruff. It's not just that our skin is irritated, which happens, but also the literal act of the thing, it tickle itches, you know? So you want to really try to get all those dead skin cells off as much as possible. Once you've rinsed it really good, you can then take a little bit of the vinegar and a little bit more water and like just shake it up really quickly, and then squeeze that over your hair, the length of your hair that you have to like comb out. Squeeze that through the length of your hair really good, and then, you know, squish, squish, squish. You can like even run like a really wide toothed shower comb through your hair while the vinegar is in it if you want, and then just rinse the vinegar out, you know, and just like, you know, try to be mindful of not super tangling your hair up. But just vinegar alone will make your hair, it is a wonderful detangler, because the chemical high acid, if you visualize your hair like you know, just one strand of hair, if you hit it with alkaline, it will open up like a Christmas tree. And that's how hair dye works. Actually, hair dye is ammonia, which is alkaline, and it actually opens up the cuticle of the hair, and then that causes the chemical process to then get the molecules and, you know, do things, pack new molecules inside, and then the chemical process closes the cuticle of the hair. And that is how two-stage permanent dye works. It like lifts and then it deposits. So anyway, baking soda and vinegar will do similar, you know, it's the similar thing. But you don't want to do baking soda and like swing the fucking barn door open as hard as you possibly can and throw your hair into full frizz mode, and then now it's like, ah, and then you're gonna slam the door shut again with the fucking high acid. You know, it's better to mix them together. It's more gentle. You want, if you are really methodical about it, what you really want is you want the chemical that you're putting on your head to be about the same pH as your skin and your hair. So I think it's like a 7, I think is about right. I think it's about a 7, I think. So if you can get the liquid to about a 7 on the pH scale, then you're doing it right. You want it to be as gentle as possible. What, Israel's literally owns like all of the United States banking and Hollywood. Where are they fucking prisoner from? 6.7. Yeah. Thank you, Elizabeth. So yeah, you want that liquid to be, you want it to be the right pH, you know? If you are really, really anal retentive about it and you're trying to like maybe strip something from your hair that's like, maybe you got like, I don't know, like something in your hair, and you're trying to wash more than like dirt and skin flakes and skin oils away, you could actually create a neutral base. So you start out with tepid water, which is skin temperature, like 98 degrees, and then you can add sea salt to that. You want it to be about 10% salinity. So you just, I mean, just eyeball it, is fine. And once you do that, then you mix the same shit. You do the baking soda, the apple cider vinegar, and for even a little extra oomph, you can put like a squirt of lemon or lime juice in there. That'll give it just like a little extra punch. And then you just like, wherever your hair's got the stuff in it, you just literally soak your hair in it. and you soak your hair in that for like, I don't know, as long as you want, in 5 minutes or something. And then once, or you could pour it all over your hair and all over your scalp and all over your hair. Like, it's really good for dreadlocks because it gets stuff out of the center of them. It's kind of how like you can strip cloth diapers using a couple of really cool like natural items. But anyway, so you're just, it helps to get stuff that could be in the center of a dreadlock, and it makes the dreadlocks just like you squeeze them and you're just like, oh my gosh, that was in my hair, holy crap. And your hair feels lighter. It's crazy. So, but you can do it with regular hair too if you are on a no shampoo journey. Yes, thank you, Glenda. So I've been doing dreadlocks for the last like 10 years professionally, and I was born and literally grew up in a barber shop. Then I went to like all the cosmetology school stuff, and I've worked, you know, I mean, I fucking know hair. It's my like autistic thing that I like mastered. It's the only thing I've ever mastered is dreadlocks and hair. I do not do chemical stuff though. I don't do dye. I don't fuck around with dyes, and I don't like cutting hair either because I don't like hair clippings, but that's why I do dreadlocks, because I encourage my clients to keep all their hair. But I just got sent this fucking vacuum dog grooming kit from Homika, and it has a fucking buzz trimmer that attaches to the vacuum, and it works so good for doing freaking edges around dreadlocks, because like when you pull the dreadlock out of the way and the fucking suction pulls the baby hairs right into the fucking right into the teeth, so you don't accidentally clip nothing you ain't supposed to. You don't have to like dig the teeth in and try to get to the edge, because the edge comes to you. It's so awesome. I couldn't believe it. I've already got 2 dreadlock people who have bought that damn thing for that purpose alone. It's crazy. Well, Glenda, you know, it's called having critical thinking and using logic. I use reality-based logic, okay? I understand that, like, maybe in my household and maybe, like, amongst family, my, like, disabilities or handicaps in this world, and I don't mean that I'm handicapped or disabled, I just mean, like, basically, like, compared to, like, your average normal adult, right? Like, I have a handicap, and there's something that makes it so that I can't, like, do what they're doing, right? So, maybe in my own household and like amongst my closest friends and family, they will pander to me, but like in the real world, like I cannot expect the world to bend for me. I have to know that when I'm out in town, that like I either have to either like show up or not. Like that, it's just, that's the way of it. You either you know, squeaky wheels get greased. You either shit or get off the pot. A quiet mouth don't get fed. Like that kind of shit. You know, like you have to either just like level up, or you figure it out, or don't, because the world's not going to fucking like wait for you. Like this is in the wilderness, which is the real world. It's survival of the fittest. The injured, the elderly, and the handicapped are prey, and they they will do nothing but cause the demise of the rest of the group if the group does not essentially kick them out. You know, it's not humane, but it is survival of the fittest. It ensures that only the best genetics go on to create the best, you know, more life, and that's just the way of it. Our humanity, our need to be humane, which I am the most humane. I can't hurt things. So like it's a conflict within myself that I am speaking from a place of. I am a self-contrarian, because I am very empathetic, and I can't hurt things, or like I would immediately be like, oh my God, you know, like help. I gotta help it. You know, but I also understand that, like, in the real world, that I cannot expect people to always be there to fucking help me. I cannot expect anyone to come and rescue me, which is why, like, I've been here for 2 years and I have offered free land, a free home, and I will pay to, like, build and make things nicer. I just need someone to help me physically do the things, like build the things and make it nicer. And I thought that doesn't that sound fun to, like, just have a free place to live where you and your kids get to run free and be homeschooled and, like, grow up around animals, and, like, all you have to do is just, like, get to have fun. All you do is build stuff and, like, do things like that are cool, and you can document and make your own social media accounts and, like, you know, maybe even make money on social media that way. Like, there's just so many things that are benefits to this life to joining me. But for 2 years, I have very publicly been searching for some moms to join me. And I have not managed to find that. And I am still in a position where I can't fully meet all the needs that are here for myself and my animals and my kid, because I depend on another human being. My life is not completely manageable all by myself. I'm not wealthy enough for that. So I must condense my life down to a place where I can manage it all by myself, and I don't need nobody else unless I want to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be in, and I've been in this vulnerable position for almost 3 years now. In August, it will be going on 3 years that I have been now without my full 100% independence, which I have fiercely protected up until I trusted Roxanne. And Roxanne, her betraying me, it completely changed the course of my entire fucking life. And I have had, it took me a year to understand how and why it all happened the way it did, and that I had to, like, pick up the pieces where I was and move on. It took me a year of trying my absolute fucking hardest to get a mom here to join me, and I had 2 people, a mom and a dad, who came at different times, that both, you know, like, you know, I mean, Lee was awesome. The mama was awesome. I'm sad that she had to go. She was crazy awesome, and she just got injured and had to go back where her insurance would pay for her fucking medical care. But so anyway, I'm just no longer interested in waiting for somebody to come here and join me. I am ready to have my independence back, and I am ready to fucking kick ass at life again. Like, I am ready for that. Like, I'm ready to be back to where I'm not used to sucking at stuff. Like, I'm not used to trying something new that I'm interested in and then just not being great at it. Like, it's like a entitlement, a level of entitlement. It's, like, really fucked with my ego quite a bit. It was a really hard lesson, this whole experience. I don't need anybody to validate me. I'm going to do whatever I want no matter what, because it's what I want to do. But I am not physically capable of doing certain things. Like, I've purchased all the things necessary in order to try doing the thing, and I have attempted doing the thing many, many, many times, and all I've done is hurt myself and broken things and made it more expensive and more of a fucked up situation than it was to begin with. Like, time and time and time and time and time again, I have tried and then failed, and I have gotten to a place where I need a mentor. I need to either have somebody who can build things along, like, that I can shadow and watch what they're doing, or someone who, like, I can pay to let me shadow them. Whatever the case is, I need to be able to watch someone do building things, and then I need to be able to ask questions and help, and then, like, they guide me as I do things for the first few times. Like, I need that. I've never had that. No one's ever done that. And there's only so much you can learn from YouTube. I have hit a ceiling with YouTube. I have I have learned all that I can independently at this point. I need to now understand that there is always a time and a place for delegation. And if you like, if you're not that great with math and you have a successful business, you have to hire a fucking accountant. Like, that is just the way of it. Like, there's no way around that. So, like, you have to know when to delegate tasks to other people. And I understand at this point, like, I am ready to take my success and my, like, adultiness to the next level. I'm ready. I want my independence back, and I want a life that I can manage all alone. I want to be able to have something happen and go, oh, okay, cool, I got that. Because I got that. Not because, like, oh, I fucking have to, like, figure out how to figure this out, and then I have to, like, fucking wait for somebody to come along that I can pay to either do the thing or, like, show me how to do it, or, like, I'm over it. I want to just have my things where I know how to do them all, and I know how to manage it, and I want to have something happen, and then I just go, okay, problem solved. Because I'm really fucking capable of a lot of shit, but living off grid and, like, building things, like, nicely, that I just don't know I don't know how. My brain don't let me do it. I don't understand it. And I'm also really, really, really afraid of tools. So I need someone to show me the proper way to use tools so that I don't accidentally hurt myself. Because I do stupid ding-dong, like, stuff all the time. Like, for example, I got a hedge trimmer because I feel comfortable using a hedge trimmer. I used one as a kid, an electric hedge trimmer. It's just a button. It's a battery. It's so easy. It's not a problem. I'm going to town on my whole yard. It was so awesome. Using it for like 30 minutes. I come to this spot in the yard and I was like, oh shit, thank God, my Starlink cord. I grabbed it with my left hand so that I wouldn't fucking just do this maneuver and like hit it, right? I picked it up with my hand, and as I'm going, oh, thank God, I got it out of the way. My right hand, completely independent of my brain, just turned the machine on and then went and just cut the cord. It wasn't even an intrusive thought. It just happened. And the next day my cell phone got disconnected because I couldn't afford to pay it. So I had no phone and no internet because I fucking tried to not accidentally cut my Starlink cord and instead held it up and then cut it. Dude, I literally just stood there and I was just like, ah! I just couldn't believe myself. I was like, are you kidding me? I had no phone and no internet here for a month and a half after that. I'm not a bad mom. People lie about me on the internet because they don't understand mental health yet. People still like to try to say that they do, but when they see someone being authentic about their mental health and stuff, like living it in the real world, like actually going through it in real time, instead of like wondering like, why is that happening, or what's going on that's causing this, instead they just judge what they see a 3-second clip of, and there's like not nearly, there's, like, life is much more nuanced and complex than a 3-second snippet of someone yelling at their kid. And one 3-second video does not make you a bad mom. And also, popping your kid on the butt is not abuse. Like, it's just, these people are, like, they say, these people are making videos about me and saying I starve my child, when in fact, I only allow I feed my child I'm always in the kitchen cooking food. I'm always asking him to fucking eat. First of all, he refuses. He fights me on every meal. But I don't let him have sweets or junk food unless he has finished the well-balanced meal he has been served. That makes me a mom who starves her kid. Because I say no to fucking junk food. Okay. Yes, so that's the thing is like, Ashley, you're onto something there. Everybody saw how much money people were making on content about Ruby Frankie. And so everybody is trying to like scoop the next Ruby Frankie situation, you know? Everyone's trying to scoop it, be like, I called it before anyone else, like that kind of thing. It's like they're so, it's like police officers who are just like so ready to fucking to just be a cop. Yeah, I'm a cop. Pow, pow, pow. Just shoot someone on his first day of job, you know, like get a gun, shoot someone like an idiot. Like that's what it's like. You're just like, it's misfires. You're like, you're targeting the wrong person. Like, and also like, I cuss in just the way I speak. My mom started letting me cuss at 5 years old. Okay. So I've literally been cussing since I was 5 years old. It's a part of my speech. It doesn't bother me. My son doesn't cuss. And so that's all that matters to me is that like, you know, he doesn't say swear words and that's all that matters to me. But, I cuss when I'm yelling at my son, but I don't cuss at my son. And there is a huge difference. Like asking him like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you running through the goddamn house? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, please put the fucking chickens down. Like that kind of stuff is much different than if I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You stupid asshole, you piece of shit. Like that's abusive. Okay. That is abusive language. Not, like, the closest I even have ever gotten to abusive language is when I told my son that like I wanted to beat him, like I wanted to beat the shit out of him, like literally fight him. But the fact that I'm an adult and I have self-control is the reason why we don't act on those kind of things, and they're called intrusive thoughts for a reason. But that's I was just having a conversation with him about that kind of thing. I was like, because he doesn't use his self-control. And so I was trying to explain to him how much self-control it fucking takes on a daily basis not to like beat the shit out of him when he's acting like a total monster. You know what I mean? I was like trying to put it in a way that he could understand it in a way that would make his little brain go, oh, you know? I was like, dude, yeah, I would just love, you know, like I could just fucking, if I wanted to, just beat the shit out of you. Just like, I'm so mad that I just wanted to use my body and my physical body, you know, I could force you, do what I want. But like, I have self-control. And so I choose to, instead of spank him or hit him or cuss at him and call him names, I go, oh, why? You know, I stomp my feet and I make threats. I'm like, I'm going to spank you. I'm going to spank your butt. I'm going to beat that butt. I'm going to whoop you. But like, I can count on like one hand, maybe like 6 in his entire life spankings that he's ever gotten. And like, and that means like literal anything, even like popped him. Okay. Like, I'm not a hands. I don't use my fucking physical body to push people around. I don't hit my dog. I don't hit my animals. I just don't like to fucking put hands on nothing. So I don't do that. And that's why he knows he can talk to me the way he does. That's why he knows he can run circles around me like he does. And he can push me and push me and push me and push me because he knows that of all people in the whole wide world, I'm literally going to hit him at the absolute last fucking resort. And I'm just going to try everything I can to get out of spanking him. Even after I've said it. Like, I'm going to try to not have to do it. Because I don't want to. And so what I've had to do is make, like, spanking, like a real spanking, more of, like, a ritual. I don't know what else to say. But there's, like, a way we do it that is almost makes it more like cumbersome and scary than the actual spanking itself. So he doesn't ever want to get to that point, because he knows once he gets to that point, like that's it, he's gonna get a spanking. And I literally only pop him maybe 1 or 2 times. I do it with my bare hand, and like, but I don't want to. What my mom used to do to me is, my mom used to like literally try to hit me no matter what, because she was mad, and I would fight her. Like, I'd be wrestling to try to cover myself up, and so we would literally be like wrestling on the ground, and her trying to like pin my arms down just so that she could like hit me somewhere. And then she'd get angry and start grabbing whatever she could fucking find nearby and start hitting me with that. I never want to get to that point with my son. So when he does have to get a spanking, I make him put his hands up on something. Like, I make him put his hands. So, and like, he's had literally 2, maybe 3 of those like spankings in his entire life ever. And I call his dad every time. I video chat if he's here with me. Obviously I'm spanking him, so he's here. I video chat his dad, and I have his dad with me in the room, because I refuse, because I know I also used to be a manipulative little shit, and like I would like tell my grandma, you know, stuff that was not necessarily the exact truth, because I was vindictive as to my mom and shit. So like, I never want to do that where my son could play us off of each other. We are a unit. We are a parental unit. We are together and solid. And so anytime that it gets to a point where Elliot has to get a spanking, I want him with me, so that we're all in this together. And more times than not, just calling dad will diffuse the situation so that he doesn't even end up getting the spanking anyway, you know? So like, I try to stay involved with my ex-husband with that, because I want us to be on the same page. And like I said, I don't want to spank him. I literally don't want to. I want to get out of it in any way possible. So if like the act of getting that close makes him cry and be upset and like not want to get to that place ever again, never do that again. Okay? At night, a full-time caretaker of a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn. Okay, so like, I don't have any sympathy for any excuse about how he's 9 years old, he's so young. Kids these days, they're so much less mature. I don't give a hootenanny. Okay, I know his level of comprehension. I know how smart he is, and I know how much he understands and acknowledges logically and comprehends things in an adult way. He has the maturity and the understanding of a child, but his ability to comprehend information is on par with an adult. He is extremely intelligent. And he's extremely a logical thinker. But he runs circles around me. It's very frustrating. I don't want to spank him, and I'm going to do everything I can to really get out of that. And I think that's what I was going to say. At 9 years old, it's so frustrating. What you guys see when I'm yelling and upset and like at the place where I'm like getting any kind of aggression, when I'm getting to that place, it's because I am so frustrated. It's like, why at 9 years old can't you follow like the most basic of rules? Like, these are the rules that are always in the house. You just woke up today and just decided I'm never doing the rules again. And it's been like it was like a month of just really argumentative behavior. And it's very frustrating as a mom to like know how your child is and how capable they are, and how like they understand what he knows what he's doing, and he's making a choice to do the things he's doing. It is very frustrating. So on top of my already being frustrated, because that's my like kick when I'm in negative emotion, that's where I am. And anytime, if you think I'm sad or any of those, like anything, it's frustration. I cry when I'm frustrated. I get like angry. I'm frustrated. You know, it's all to do with frustration. And that's just when I'm not in flow. You can tell I am not in flow and things are not going well when I am, when that is going on. And that is why I must for my sanity, for my son's best interest, for the best interest of everyone involved, I have got to get my life to a manageable place that I can manage all on my own with no help from anyone else. I don't have to depend on anybody. I can just do what I want. I can go where I want. I can have good car insurance again. I'll have good tires. Everything will be fucking great. I'm so ready. Dude, Melissa, your comments always stand out the most, or like, because the purple hearts. We got to do something. We got to figure something out, guys, for my admins, for their names, so that I can like make sure to like, because I need something that'll catch my eye in the chat, like the purple hearts catch my eye, you know what I mean? So like when my mods are gonna like the color, even I can ignore the color sometimes, but just the hearts kind of breaking it up, I think. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. Corina, dude. Okay, so guys, listen. Corina, okay, has known me since 2009 or 2010, maybe, right? So we used to go out and like we were in like our young adult phase. We used to go out drinking together and having so much fun. And anyway, she's awesome. She's from Argentina. She's a fucking loquisha. And yeah, so anyway, she has seen herself as a silent watcher over the years, the transformation of who I have, like, you know, like of how much work essentially I have done on myself. Yeah, everybody, Karina's amazing. Love her very much. And if she is making content, you guys should go follow her. I think she's private-y, though. The irony in being so tragically wrong, James. I don't go to festivals, I don't go to bars, I don't drink, I don't do none of that shit. I am a grandma. I stay at home and I bake fucking bread. And I chop firewood. Yeah, barefoot. Ole. So listen, Glenda, here's the thing though. That interpretation of the Bible is actually incorrect, and that was to do with like sheep and shepherding and stuff. I don't believe in spanking. I don't think that hitting, so like you got to think of it this way, right? When you're spanking your child because they are doing something you told them not to do, or they're not following your directions or whatever, right? You're basically teaching them that when someone doesn't do what you want them to, you use your physical body to make them listen to you. You know? I think that your children should respect you enough to fucking listen to you. Like, that's what I think. I think that he should listen because he fucking sees how hard I work and how much how busy I am and how constantly, like, he sees it more than anybody, you know what I mean? And he's even said this to me. He made me cry one day. I think I was even on the live. And he was just like, he was probably trying to suck up to me, but he said something along the lines of like, he's like, Mom, just so you know, I like, you know, you work harder than anyone else I've ever seen. And I was just like, oh, thank you. But yeah, I just don't really like, I don't think it's a good idea to spank. I think that with, you can, my kid has PDA, okay? He has a pathological demand avoidance. So whenever I put a demand on him, it puts him in fight or flight. And I understand that because I too am the exact same. The thing is that when he gets overstimulated, he is out there. He's an externalizer. I am an internalizer. I go inward. I need to veg out. I need to sit still. I can't talk. I want to I want to scroll mindlessly. I need to emotionally regulate silently in a quiet room with no music, no sound, no shows, no nothing. Like when the rain even bothers me, I put my ear thingies in. I have the loops. I'll put the loops in to like make it zero sound. I just don't want to, I want to be in a nothingness. And then I don't take or dizziness. It's just really intense. But so like my kiddo though, he is outgoing. He's a Gemini, so that is just him and he's a very verbal, very outgoing, very gregarious, very outspoken, very dominant personality. And it is extremely difficult to parent him when you are someone like me who is a pacifist and it doesn't really want to have to like boss anybody around. But like he is dangerous. Like if he was allowed to just, I'm not a free range parent. Like I can't just allow my kid to behave any kind of way, especially in fucking public. When you're around other people, you have to understand that it's a shared space and we all have to be respectful of each other in a shared space. It's common fucking courtesy. You can't run around a grocery store like an asshole and make every little old lady fucking accidentally stomach herself on her freaking handlebars. It's not okay, you know? And so there's a level of like respect that he's got to learn in the world. When you live off grid or you live in a nomad life, okay, there are different dangers in the world than a typical child who just shouldn't talk to strangers and like, you know, can't go like past the stop sign on their street. We live in a place where if one slip, he could hit his head and fall into a rushing body of water and be flushed out to the fucking ocean in a matter of 30 minutes, okay? We live where there are bears, there are coyotes, there are big cats of all different kinds. There are dogs that run around from other people's land sometimes. There's poisonous plants. There's all kinds of things to trip and fall over. We live in a world where there's genuine danger, okay? So my son needs to fucking listen in a way that other children don't necessarily understand. It's life or death in a lot of ways. He needs to practice listening on the small scale so that when it comes to a life or death situation, for example, the day that a guy came here and was going to try to rob me, and my kiddo was literally inviting him to come live here. And I was like trying to make my child get out, go away. And instead of going away, he was defiant and was like basically giving the man our fucking gate code and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, shh. Dogs fucking going off about it. My red flags were going off about it, and I couldn't convey it to my kiddo because he's just a kiddo, just being super cute. But like he needs to understand that there are times that he needs to like listen really well and follow exactly directions. A lot of the times when it comes to him following directions, he has more of a logical mind than I do. I kind of do things more on feel than on like what I like logic. I don't have an engineer mind, and he does. But so when we're doing a task, a lot of times he will say a lot of times he's right. Okay, he will find an easier, simpler, faster, more efficient way to do things by using his logic. He's helped me out numerous times come up with better solutions to the way I'm doing something. That being said, there are times, and it takes life experience for you to be able to differentiate from these examples, but sometimes things don't go exactly like you expect on paper. Sometimes you have to feel things out and go as you go. And by using logic can actually get you in a detrimental situation. My child doesn't have enough life experience yet to be able to differentiate between the situation where he needs to go on feel or go on fact. And so he will sometimes, instead of listening to me, he will just assume he's right and he will just do what he wants instead of even discussing it with me. So we'll be trying to do something as a team, and I'm over here following like the plan, and he's changed the plan and is just doing whatever he wants over there. And I'm like, you know, about to get my finger chopped off this like tight piece of rope, or like, you know, something falls, and like it's happened many fucking times. So there comes a time when like it gets to be frustrating in the like when it's your constant life scenario. So we've kind of gotten into the situation where it's almost like I'm expecting him to fuck up, and I want to stop that before it gets to be one of those self-manifesting prophecies where he like expects me to expect him to fuck up so he doesn't even try, like that stuff, because that happened with me and my mom, and I just don't want to have that. I don't want to foster that type of environment in my home, and I don't want to have that type of relationship with my son. I want to have a very close relationship to him, and I want to have a relationship built on respect and trust, because I don't ever lie to him. If he asks me a direct question, I will give him a direct answer, and I will, he's gotten to a level now where he's pretty much got adult comprehension, so I can almost completely just cut to the chase with him now. I avoid saying certain things because I have managed to protect his little mind a lot more than I actually give myself credit for sometimes in this disgusting world. He's a lot more innocent than a lot of his peers, but I've always, throughout his childhood, tried to like adjust my delivery based on his age level and his, ability to comprehend. Chubby Bubby, he's one of those kids who, if he tries something and he's not immediately good at it, he gets very upset, frustrated, discouraged, and starts having a little like hissy fit, essentially. And because I am obviously still working on regulating my emotions and shit, when he starts to have a hissy fit, like it kind of like triggers me. So I have to like in the moment try to stop, like regulate myself really quickly, and then try to like calm down and help him calm himself down. And I'm not always 100% on that. Like sometimes I end up yelling at him, and like we end up yelling at each other, and it's just like, can you please, squealing, just the squealing. Because he'll start like the high-pitched stuff that it just immediately sets me off. So I bought those loops, hoping that like his squealing wouldn't like trigger me as hard and make me like immediately shut down and put me in immediate like fucking panic mode. That's why I originally bought them, and they really do work. They come in handy so good. But I can only really have them at one at a time because it makes me too deaf, and I can't function in my house if I can't hear what's going on around me. It makes me uncomfortable. So. Glinda, see, yeah, so that's the thing is like, is the microphone working? Will you heart the screen if the microphone is working? Test, 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 test. All right, cool. So, so anyways, as far as hobbies go, I am so overwhelmed with my life, okay, here, and I'm basically a prisoner here on this property. I can't take my son the 40 some odd miles into town to go to like t-ball practice or, whatever the case may be. I have an arrangement with a neighbor who runs a ballet class, $90 a month. And then he'll let Elliot carpool with him. So I just have to like get Elliot doing that. But the last month it's just been so stressful, and like, so I'm going to get him into ballet because ballet is the only thing that I can realistically make sure that he gets to, because the teacher lives on my street and has to drive past my house to go to his place every, so I know that Elliot will be able to make it to class and stuff. But I live in the literal like middle of nowhere. There's like nothing out here. So, there's like nothing out here. That's why I'm trying to have a mom community. That's why I bought property. I bought 8 acres, and I wanted to have like 3 or 4 moms out here with me, with like 1 or 2 kids each, 3 kids, whatever. I didn't care. And we all share all the responsibilities of homesteading. We all, handle that. We can, one of us can carpool the kids to soccer this week or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just shared responsibility. It takes a village to raise a child. And when you're a single mom, it's fucking bullshit, because you have to work for a place that you don't even get to spend time at, so that your kid is raised by a tablet and by strangers in a school or fucking daycares or whatever the hell it is, you know? Like, I don't think that's okay. I think children need to be with their parents. They need to be with their parents so they can learn how to be people. But so anyway, like, I have been here for 2 years and I have busted my ass to make this place like survivable, you know, like I'm very off grid. I live very primitively. And it's too primitive for my Pisces house cat fucking nature. I need a little bit more amenities and luxury than what I have currently, and I have worked really fucking hard and spent so much fucking money trying to do it all myself, and I have just, the money is just wasted. All of the things are just ruined. I mean, I've thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I have spent on things that are just broken or like rusted and just destroyed. Love this for myself. And it's frustrating because, like, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I have a tent full of my most treasured items, and every time it rains, that tent is leaking in the cardboard boxes. But I don't dare go in there and look because I know that it's going to break my heart. So I'm waiting until I move to just go through everything and see what kind of my those treasured items from, like, my grandma dying and my fucking son being born are totally just utterly destroyed. Because I couldn't afford my storage unit anymore, and I had to put everything in a fucking tent in my yard. Oh, look, a 12-year-old tried to gotcha me. Extension fan, you need to get better idols, baby. But yeah, so I've come to a place where I can no longer reconcile and or tolerate living in a place of constant frustration. I am done. I don't give a fuck about no future moms who are fucking gonna maybe come once things are better here in the future if I just work a little harder. I don't care anymore. I have to care about my son first. And my son is not happy, and I am not happy. And that is what matters to me. I will not sit here and do to my son the very thing that I am trying to prevent happening for other moms by doing this thing. No. I'm over it. I'm not a Christian. Just kick them out. They're obviously 12 and they like idolize a guy who got murdered and was like on drugs and rapped about drugs. Anybody who idolizes a depression rapper, you have to know that they're not okay emotionally. When I was the most depressed I've ever been in my life, I listened to Lil Peep, okay? While I did whippets. It's not a good life. Nano Ghost, you can't hear it? dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me. Turn me up. Every single day, at different times of the day, because it's not, there's no rhyme or reason to it, because I'm not like on a perfect 24-hour cycle with my battery charging pack and stuff. But every day at the same exact percent, I always look at the battery. It's like I have a sense for like when the battery is like getting down to the specific percentage. Every single day at 26%, I just randomly happen to go, oh, what's the battery at? 26% again? It's crazy. Dang, Melissa, you are on fucking fire. Dude, literally, Melissa is like really amazing, you guys. Like, she came out of absolute fucking nowhere and just has been the absolute most supportive and the most like loyal person. And I am so grateful because like coming from Bigo, it's just like shocked me that you were there, and that's like how I met you. And like because like everybody else who I trust has basically been with me since the beginning. You know what I mean? Like there are only like maybe one or two people who've come in who I've like kind of like allowed into the fold, but like only because of you I let Misty in, and then you know, Yogi or Barefoot. And that's it. Like everyone else has been just with me since the very beginning. I haven't like let very many people like into the fold. And you know, it's just, I'm just grateful to know that I knew that if I just stayed just being my true self, that the exact right people for me would find me. That's why I don't try to put on a show for no fucking body and try to pretend to be something I'm not. One, I can't keep up with that kind of crap. That's a lot of pressure. And two, if I am not my true self, how am I ever going to find people who love me for who I am? You know what I mean? People aren't actually going to know who I am. That was a huge problem for me actually until I turned like 30, is I didn't even know who I was because I was so many different parts of other people. Like I would just pretend to be like the people I would be around. I just didn't know any better. I didn't realize what I was doing. But when I turned 30, I was like, dude, I just like, I want to do everything that I want to do. I want to figure myself out. What do I actually like? I've been doing shit I don't like this whole time. It was a wonder I was like, needed to self-medicate with drugs and stuff. We're in church right now, y'all. Exactly, Melissa. I spent a lot of time wanting everybody to like me. And so what I accidentally ended up doing was something that I've like don't like in people, a quality I don't like in people now, which is I would like play both sides. But I was just doing it because I just didn't want anyone to be mad at me. So like I would just, you know, whoever I happened to be like around, I would, you know, like just basically say what they wanted to hear, you know. And as I've always been timid and very afraid of people too, like it took a long time for me to have confidence enough to like not only like embody and try to like find out what I even liked and be myself or whatever, but like to be like, I homeschooled, dude. I was severely abused, and then I started homeschooling in like the 5th grade. So like I didn't go through middle school or high school socialization. I was literally the kind of kid who, like, if the teacher called me to try to do something, I would cry and have to go to the principal's office because I would not be able to go up to them, write a thing on the board. You know what I mean? Like, I was super painfully shy, scared and timid of everybody and everything. I didn't like you yelled at me, I would cry. The principal would yell at me, I would cry. It was just like really fucking crazy. And like when I was in kindergarten, my mom went to prison, and so I remember I was like having to color or something, and I just like wouldn't do it, and the teacher was like, you know, you have to do it, color or whatever, and I was just like, no, you can't make me. Like, my mom's in prison. Like, what do I care about this fucking coloring book? You know? I was in like kindergarten, you know. It was just like That's why I know Elliot can perceive things and like his comprehension level is like a lot more than people get like knee-jerk give him credit for. Because I know how in 3rd grade I I told my teacher that I refused to do the Pledge of Allegiance because because it was against my religion, and we were Jehovah's Witness at the time, but like my mom didn't ever, I just felt stupid having to stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I just didn't want to do it. So I was like, I'm gonna get out of this. But like in 3rd grade, like my little brain was already, you know, light years ahead. I hope I didn't just have a stroke. I just saw like a flash of light and I had to look over to make sure there wasn't something there. I was in 3rd grade, man. I didn't know any better. I respect the flag. I respect the Pledge of Allegiance. I respect the Constitution and the Bill of Rights today in ways that as a child I was too immature to even grasp, like but you know, I was really wrong about a lot of shit until I turned like 30, and then I was still really wrong about a lot of shit. I'm still wrong about a lot of shit. I'm learning how wrong I've been about a lot of things every day because I like to do research and I like to look for myself and be my own source. So when something piques my curiosity or I notice something, I'm a noticer. When I notice things, I like to go and like notice more things. So I've noticed a whole lot of things lately that I am just blown away by. Things I had absolutely no idea even were a thing, let alone have been like going on for 50, 60 years, you know? I'm just blown away on a daily basis. I want to know if there is a homeschooling program or like a curriculum that I can do, like even if it's just like a short thing, it's not like a full like program. I'm not like looking for a full homeschooling program, but I want something that will teach my child like that's patriot based, something that'll teach him like the Constitution, Bill of Rights, like how the government functions, and like what each member of government, their jobs are, like something like that. Does that exist? I'm gonna look at homeschool curriculum for patriots. I'm gonna look for it on Twitter though. Homeschool curriculum patriot. A new history curriculum, a Patriot's A to Z guide to America's things. Let's see. Let's see. It's on Amazon. I'm having a hot flash, maybe? Yeah, I want to find the listing. Okay, so there's this book that I gotta get. If I could copy it without it immediately going to the fucking hyperlink, that would be great. Our New History Curriculum, A Patriot's A to Z of America, Things Every Good American Should Know. Put it into the tube. StoryCorps. Yep. My mom pulled me out of school in the 5th grade to homeschool me. She then proceeded to, once a year, I would take a CAT test with a group of homeschooling kids, like at some testing place. But my mom did not ever teach me anything. Ever. Like, we never had a school. I sat and watched television all day. I watched documentaries. She got me one of these, like, it's like a National Geographic type of book. It's a 3-ring binder, and every month you get like a bunch of the inserts, and it's like different creatures that you learn all about them. We got that. We got an Encyclopedia Britannica. And so basically that was how I learned everything I could until the internet came out in 1998. And then when I was like 12 or 13, when the internet came out, I then started looking things up on the internet, and started feeding my need for information that way. But everything that I have learned, I have taught myself, or I signed myself up for a vocational school and went to the vocational school and then, developed the skill. But I spent a lot, I watch at least, it's gotten to be more here lately, so it's been like 4 or 5 a day lately, but I watch at minimum 2 documentaries every single day, at minimum. So I like to learn things, and I want my son to have a love for finding information the same way. It's a game trying to suss out things. Okay, maybe time to pull your kids out of public school and homeschool. Online curriculum. Teach your kids the truth. And check out A Patriot's History to the United States. No, you have Israel in your banner. American Heritage Teaching Resource. Let's see. Homeschool. heritagegroveacademy.com. The U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights, Preamble, Pledge, 3 penmanship styles. It teaches them traditional cursive, O'Neillian slant, and manuscript print, and it teaches the children the Constitution through penmanship. This is exactly what I want. For many of our unit studies, one of our favorite things to add as supplements are copywork. Like to do their best work when they have nice, clean pages with an easy-to-follow copywork format. Oh my God, this is exactly what I need. It's a whole lesson plan, 10-week unit study for elementary age students. Print version available from Amazon here. Oh my God, yes. How much is it? It's $17. I wonder if I could... I gotta call my husband, hold on. Call Grandpa Josh on speaker FaceTime audio.
Starting a FaceTime audio call to Grandpa Josh. iPhone on speaker.
Be right back.
Mom?
Oh, what?
And get back to work.
I have Karma Mechanic 2020.
Yeah, okay. All
I
right.
know.
Not video
You
games.
can't
All
talk
right,
about
bye,
video
Mom,
games
bye.
right now. Bye, Dad.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Peace and triple. Yay, I bought it. It's a book, physical copy. It's going to go to Josh's house. So it is, listen to this. How cool is this? All right. You just hold on to your pants. It's American History Copy Workbook. So teaches them 3 different types of handwriting. It teaches them print, like italic slant, and then cursive. And they get to practice the penmanship with 3 handwriting styles while learning the Bill of Rights, the preamble to the U.S. Constitution, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Included are states and capital word searches. So he'll have to go, write things out about each state in each capital, which is fucking awesome. We're on our way. I also want to see if this Heritage Grove Academy has any other. Yes, they do. They have French, Spanish, and history. Oh, that's it. Okay, bummer. So now I want to find something that will teach him about the different parts of government. So I found this on Twitter. Let me find another one on Twitter. Homeschool. Government. Function. The function of NGOs is to perform the functions that governments are not legally allowed to do. This is why most of them are close coupled with government agencies as stakeholders. What homeschool curriculum program do you recommend for a 9-year-old boy to learn of the functions of government, comma, how money works, comma, and accurate historical information. What homeschool curriculum program do you recommend for a 9-year-old boy to learn the functions of government, how money works, and also accurate historical information? A patriotic and trustworthy curriculum. Let's hope that I get a reply. All right. So, let's see. Homeschool curriculum, patriotic. Patriotic penmanship, grade 6. The essential homeschool workbook for math skills. Social studies. A More Perfect Union, a story about a constitution. All right, let's see how this book looks like. In 1787, 200 years ago, America was still a very young country. Representatives from the 13 colonies met in 1776 to write the Declaration of Independence, which told King George III of England that the colonies wanted to rule themselves. The colonies formed their own government and fought the Revolutionary War to win their freedom. But 10 years later, in 1786, America was in trouble. The government was not working well. Many people were poor. The 13 states were not cooperating with one another. The government had no way to raise money, and there was no president to help the states work together as a nation. The leaders of the new country were very worried and sad to see America in such trouble. They were afraid the country would fall apart if something was not done soon to make the government strong. These men decided to hold a special meeting called a convention to figure out what could be done. A few leaders from each state were invited to come to Philadelphia in May 1787. Important men began arriving in Philadelphia. George Washington and James Madison came from Virginia. Alexander Hamilton was sent from New York, and Benjamin Franklin was there to speak for Pennsylvania. Many delegates stayed at the Indian Queen, one of the nicest inns. Even before the convention began, the men were talking over their ideas and plans. Nearly all of them knew one another, and some of them had helped to write the Declaration of Independence. Many had fought in the Revolutionary War, and most had served in the government. Now they were all anxious to help their country again. The convention was to begin on May 14th, but most of the delegates did not arrive by that day. Travel was very slow in these days. Some of the men came long distances by horseback, carriage, or ship. The trip to Philadelphia from New Hampshire or Georgia could take 2 or 3 weeks. In addition, the weather was bad. By May 25th, most of the delegates had arrived and the convention began. Okay, that's the end of the sample. Oh, wow, it has like the preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect nation, establish justice, ensured... No, you come back here. No, why did it zoom like that? Come back. Come back, I want to read it. But just like, don't zoom that much. Like, it's not necessary. Okay. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty in ourselves and in our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Oh. I'm gonna get this book for Elliot. Yes, I'm definitely gonna get it too, Elliot. Buy it now. March 26th, free delivery. Place your order. $8.99. Heck yeah. Are there any like good ones to add to that? Give me liberty or give me death. The story of the American Revolution. I think I want him to learn that too. What's that one? Heck no, that one's too expensive. Holy goodness, I can't afford that. I can't buy a $30 book. I should add this to the cart though. I need to go feed my chickens and keep them close. Chickens! Chickens! Ooh, run in! Chickens! I know. You excited? I really need to start cooking my foods. Put all that stuff into proteins. Go on, Nugget. Here, Noodle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Holy crap! 15, all of them are still here. Can't believe it. I'm gonna give you a treat too. You got eggs over there. Don't let your eggs go bad. Come here. Come and get it. Take them. There's 3, dude. Now they're by your feet. Should be kitty. Can't wait till my dog gets fixed. Let's see, are my plants growing in? Oh, come on, man. Yay, there are some of them. Fucking yes. All right. Everybody's doing their thing, at least. I can see the soil moving. I need to clean my floor again already. Oh, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? You want some food? You want me to give you some food? Yeah? It just stands right in front of us. I know that's not what you want. Hold on, not done. Oh, I could use that. Perfect timing. Yes, my bed. It's snowing. Just kidding, that's fucking ashes everywhere. I can't wait to have shelves. Shelves, I could just see that shelf wall right there. It comes up and curves. It comes to like right like that. And it like curves into the wall just perfectly. And then there's like shelves all in it. Oh God. I can see it. I am like, dude, I don't know. So like, I want someone to like come along with a bus that they want something bigger and I want something smaller. That is exactly what I need. I need someone to come along who has an equally awesome bus to what I have that just wants something bigger, and they have what I want and I have what they want, and we can just switch. Orderly. Let's do this, y'all. Let's manifest. Let's get out of this situation and let's get back on the road and let's go on an adventure. Let's do it. All right. I'm ready to like just buy something cheap and just go. Like, seriously cheap. I wonder if like anyone would want to buy my truck. Let me look at the Chevy dealership. Buy it. Take it. I want a truck. Like the 250. So let's look at it. What? How much are they giving for my truck, I wonder? I think I have like 190. I have a Silverado 1500 Z71. Always in the way. 198. 1, 2, 3. Money. Stop it. It's in good condition. At Gmail. Dude, I like this Chevy that they've got here. It is like the 2500. It has 100,000 miles less than my truck does on it. It's only $9,000. If I trade my truck in, I could afford it. Because my truck is the Z71. My truck is worth like $6,000, I think. They don't have a photograph of it. But it is the 2500 LS. So I have a Z71, so I don't know, like that's like a pretty good model. Like my truck is a really nice fucking truck. Texted me already. So I think that mine is actually a 2500 maybe, because this looks just like my truck. Let's see. I want to see all the used cars under $20,000. Something that I can tow with. I want to be able to tow. Four-wheel drive. Or all-wheel drive. Ooh. A GMC Sierra 1500. It's a 2007. The GMC, I wonder, it's probably going to need a transmission though in like 25,000 miles. So I don't know about that one. Well, of course, you don't have photographs of the ones I want to see. Ooh, oh no, it's a Ford. With 200,000 miles on it. No way. if Josh would do that. Let me text my ex-husband. Hey, what if I traded my truck in and then you traded the Lincoln in and we used that to get me and Elliot a really nice pickup truck, and then I can put some money in as well. That way it's going towards a good cause. I'm gonna eat that egg, bro. I wonder if he'll do it. I need to go into town. Fuck. I'm gonna have to just take my chances, I think, with my brakes. And hope that... What day of the month is it? It's the 22nd. I gotta wait 6 more days until my monthly check comes in for no, it's like a week and a half till Vigo comes in. I'm gonna get my brakes done or get my truck worked on, I think, like as soon as I get money at the beginning of the month. Between, like, I'm gonna owe money for my cell phone. I could probably just give like a little bit of money, like $50 on my phone right now, so then there's like $50 less to do later. And then I could use some of the money that would go towards like cell phone bill and internet, because I can get away without paying Starlink at least like a whole month. So if I don't pay Starlink, I can use that money that I would normally use for that to go towards my truck. And then hopefully maybe YouTube might actually be paying me as well. I don't know how long it takes YouTube to like actually pay you once you monetize. I monetized my account like officially on March 1st. So everything officially starts as of March 1st, which is really convenient because it's like the new cycle, a new, whole new month cycle. But I don't know what their like what their payment scale or arrangement is. I don't know if like, are they going to be like sending like a physical check to Josh's or something, or are they going to like send it to my PayPal? I don't remember if what I attached to it or whatever. And then I could show him good vehicles. This is actually a really nice truck, this GMC. It's a 4-door. It's the Z71. Dude, this is a fucking nice truck. I want this truck. If it doesn't have transmission, it's a certified pre-owned. It's a 2007. If I trade my truck in, if Josh trades the Lincoln in too, I wouldn't have any payments or have to pay any money, I don't think, overhead. It has like 50,000 miles less than my truck does now. It is the GMC equivalent of my pickup truck, except for it's 4 doors. It's got the full cab. want this truck. I want this truck, and then I want to get this truck, and then I want to like leave it at my ex-husband's house and get a bus. And then convert the bus. I wonder if I just like mark my bus down to like $10,000 if someone would just snag it. Thanks, Jake. I wonder if they emailed it to me. Dang, dude. So I just basically need to like get a better vehicle. I need to have a more reliable vehicle. I could spend money and get my truck fixed. You know, I could spend a couple $1,000s and get my truck fixed up, but like the transmission's gonna go out. So like, I don't really want to do that. I wonder if like I could I wonder if like Chevy would take a bus trade in. I do like the 4Runners, but no, I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. I'm not like going to be doing repairs on it or mudding or anything like that. I want a vehicle that can get me out of bad situations and snowy situations if I need to, and you know, something that I can put like really good tires on and trust my vehicle, you know? Like I trusted my truck for a really long time. Now it's getting to be like the transmission's going, the park and brake doesn't work. Like it's just, I'm ready to trade my truck in. And like after like, I don't know, like filing my taxes last night, like I'm not really getting any money back for it, but like just getting it and doing it, like it's just really motivating me, you know. It's just really motivated me to like what I'm doing with, you know, and the thoughts that I've been having the last like couple of days. And then that life coach lady is just like, I am done living in poverty the way that I have been and in complete like lack. I am a very abundant person and I can absolutely manifest anything I put my mind to. And if I focus my mind on like trolls and like bullshit like that, I'm gonna get more of it. So I'm like done giving away my energy for free and not recharging myself up. I'm done, you know, being upset and negative and frustrated. I am now in solution time. I am now in take action time. And the only thing holding me up right now is like money, really. Like I need to sell my bus, or I need to sell that RV, or I need to like, Roxanne needs to pay me for this property so I can move and just be gone. Yeah, the Forerunners are a little bit too top heavy for my tastes. And I do like them for good, reliable, like off-roading vehicles, but I like my Chevy. I like my Chevy. My truck has given me very few problems. And anytime something did go wrong, the only reason it gave me a problem is because I did not pay attention to the very obvious warnings my truck gave me. Like, for example, when the fuel pump went out, the gas gauge started to act up and like misread the gas and stuff. And so it gave me a sign that something wasn't right, and I just didn't look into it. When the brakes went out one time, they started doing this weird ABS thing started coming off and on, and then guess what? The brakes needed to be done. It was just the front brakes were in need of new rotors or whatever. Um, Now it's making a really loud squealing noise anytime the tires are moving. So that makes me very nervous. I don't know what that is. I need to go to my tire place, but I'm afraid to go to the tire place because if I go to the tire place, I'm afraid they're going to tell me like, oh, $1,000 or some crazy foolishness. But like, I would really like to just go to a dealership and get it done properly by, a certified dealership place, but I'm not bougie like that. I ain't got it like that, so. She's like breathing so hard. Goofy kitty. I've never seen her sleep like that. She's breathing so hard. Oh, there you go. Come out of it a little bit, friend. Hi. Were you dreaming hard? Were you dreaming so hard? Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you at all. You were just not. It was looking like you were struggling to breathe a little bit. I didn't think it was cute anymore. It scared me. I wanted you to move your head. Your body was pulling air in too hard. It made me think that you didn't have good clearance. I can't even breathe if my face is under the blanket. I don't know how you were doing that. Lay down. Go back to sleep. Just my girl. Teeny key, mama. Teeny key, mama. Aw, she's so cute. I definitely need a new serpentine belt. my serpentine belt has been squealing for like 2 months. If I just like let my truck warm up for like 30 minutes, it'll stop though. The dog was trying to throw an egg up in the air for himself. He's cautious though. He learned his lesson that day, that he got an egg cracked over his head. Hold on. This car place is replying. Oh my god! Thank you so much! Awesome. Sweet. Thank you so stinking much. That was awesome. Thank you, Thomas Jordan. So I was text messaging the lady for the Chevy dealership or whatever. She replied to me and said something about like making sure that the truck that I had inquired about was like on hand. I want to see pictures of that one first, but I really like this other 2007 GMC Sierra that is like the equivalent of my truck. It's the Z71. So it's the fucking, or the 4x4 off-road package with the skid plate and everything and the tow package and everything. And I think it has the built-in brake controller. So I had to install a brake controller to tow, you know, a RV with my truck. But I think this one comes with it already installed, which would be really cool. Yep, that's exactly, so that's kind of like what happened in the last like 2 days is I had a realization that I wasn't like scrolling social media as much as I was being social media. You know what I mean? I wasn't like feeding myself anything positive, uplifting, inspirational, you know, like positive. I was just like kind of in an echo chamber. And I realized the other day that I needed to like just, while Elliot was not here, especially, I needed to like prioritize just vegging out. And like, there's like some weird stigma in me from like my whole life growing up that people have always like, even if I wasn't doing it very much, like even if I was only like on my phone or on social media, literally for business, like just for networking or like trying to get dreadlock work, I've always had like either my husband or whatever boyfriend I had, or like the adult, like my grandma or my aunt or my whomever it is, you know, has always given me shit about being on my phone or being on social media or like whatever. And so like there's something that like I struggle to allow myself sometimes, especially when I'm in that fucked up headspace where I like am just frustrated all the time and I'm not remembering like who I am and what I'm capable of, and like how I'm just bringing more of this to myself by fucking talking and thinking about it. Like I forget these things sometimes and I get caught up in my, you know, in my experience, and I forget that like who, you know, that's not who I am, it's just what's going on. And you know, I had to remind myself. So I decided today I didn't turn on my live stream until 1 o'clock. I was like, you know, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna sit here and scroll on TikTok. I'm gonna see what the algorithm has to show me, and if there's anything that I need to hear, and if there is, may that pop up on my you know, on my screen. And I got a lot of really important information, like a lot. No, I'm not a Christian, but I definitely believe in God. Dang, everything is gone. Oh, I gotta go into town. I need to go stoke that fire. Yep. I have realized that I need to nurture my like, even though, and maybe it's because of my childhood, maybe it's because maybe it's because scrolling on social media and watching inspirational, like I've curated my social media, and the TikTok algorithm is very good at what it does. So I have curated my algorithm on TikTok to literally only show me positive, uplifting, spiritual. Like I sometimes like I even gotten like get a lot of Christian TikTok stuff that comes up on my stuff because I love spiritual stuff. I just like positive, uplifting, good messages, doesn't matter where it comes from. And so it is a way of emotionally regulating myself when I'm overstimulated. If I can sit down and like just scroll through social media on my phone, it will help to like kind of bring me back to like a place where I'm not so anxious and like I'm further away from a meltdown than I am closer to it, you know? And it's silly, like, and I guess that stigma again is because of the judgment that has always been placed on me about whether or not I was using social media, which is like weird because like everybody uses social media now. I've been on like Facebook since 2006, and I, was like one of the first people to join Instagram, like 2010 or 2009 or 2010. And like I was on ICQ, and I used to be on Friendster. Before there was MySpace, there was Friendster. And before there was Friendster, there was like ICQ and The Palace. So like I've been communicating with my peers on social media and one way or another, like online since 1998. And so this is very familiar and I'm used to this kind of stuff. I've evolved with the internet. Like now that things are more visual, now I feel like I'm more capable of actually making money doing this and being successful at doing that, because I'm capable of live streaming. I'm not an editor, I'm not an actor, and so like I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to do affiliate sales, and I don't want to make money off of people buying crap from me or like through me. Like I just really like, unless I have to really 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 like something in order to like try to affiliate sale it, that's for sure. It's got to be something that I'm already using in my everyday life and that I really love, because I just don't feel comfortable doing that. It doesn't make me feel good, and yeah, so that's why I don't do it. That's why I just really don't do very very seldom will you see me do that kind of stuff. But I know that like above our little devices, between our devices, the connection, there's numbers just flipping around all the time. Have you ever seen the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the old movie? The one in the part where Mike TV gets like shrunk down or whatever, like he's like in little particles over your head. That's like what, if you visualize money like that, okay? That is like what number, it's just a bunch of numbers flipping and changing and flickering around over our head like a stock ticker, but it's just floating around over our heads because like of the constant exchanges that are happening between the wire transfers between banks and between like Venmos and whatever. Like the numbers that like this app just arbitrarily tell you that you've made through fucking AdSense or whatever the case may be, right? Like the numbers, it's just numbers. It's literally just numbers. So if you can figure out a way to make those numbers go just right into the device of that you are, in control of, that's how you could, like, it's all, you just have to figure out how to make the numbers change in your favor. That's it. It's just arbitrary numbers, and it's so freaking silly at how hard it is to like the idea of making money, how hard the idea of making money is. when like it is really just that silly. It's just a bunch of numbers that are just all you have to do is just figure out some way of making the numbers go into your device. Cheeto powder. Yes. So I have made money just like it's really random. So before I got banned on TikTok, when I was able to go live on TikTok, being live makes more people watch the videos. So like the creator beta program that I'm a part of, I was making a lot of money on TikTok monthly. I think I was making between like $600 and $1,000 between like live stream gifts and views through the creator beta program. Then when I switched over to Bigo, the live streaming app that I use, that's where the money really is at. And so if I can meet the quota, that I set for myself every month, I can make like $800 there. I don't make anything off of TikTok now, like $0 basically. I think it sends me like $3 or $5 maybe a month. And I don't really do TikTok shop much. I did one TikTok shop thing for that vacuum, but that's because I really liked it. I wasn't gonna make a video. My dog is afraid of it, and I'm not gonna sit and terrorize my dog over that. He's a outdoor dog. He's not in. He doesn't understand in the home technology. He's an outdoor dog. But the trimmer thing did amazing to edge up my dread client, to make sure that the hairs that you don't want to get caught, and when you're edging around someone's hairstyle, it literally vacuums the baby hairs right in, so you just cut the stuff you want to. That thing was amazing. So I made a video about that. I thought that was awesome. But so on Bigo, I can make, if I hit my quota, I can make like $800 or $900 there. But like so that's basically just taken over the TikTok income, because like I make nothing on TikTok now. And then on this app, I only just monetized it on March 1st. So far I have in my little like my homepage or whatever, my dashboard, it says that I have made let's just look real quick so I can be exact. In ad revenue, so this just from people watching my videos and then catching the ad and then the mid-roll. So in ad revenue alone, since March 1st, any day now. What's going on? My internet's cutting out, apparently. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so since March, I hit 10,000 followers! Holy shit! Holy shit! I can't believe that! Dude, I literally gained 10,000 followers in literally fucking in a month. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so that caught me completely off guard. Shit. I didn't think that was gonna happen today at all. I've been like stuck. I was like at like 9-7 something for like 3 days. So like I just figured that it was just gonna be like another week or something before I hit 10,000. I was gonna be able to like prepare or whatever and like do something like I thought I would be able to like, you know. Holy crap, I cannot believe that. I can't believe I hit 10,000 followers. Holy shit. Thank you guys so much. Holy crap. Okay, so anyway, in estimated ad revenue, since I monetized my account March 1st, what's today? It's 22 days. It says $276.84. So, I mean, that's like estimated, you know, like I don't know how it really works and I don't know like if it's going to be accurate or not, but that's just in like ad revenue alone. That's just from you guys like watching my videos or like going back and watching my live streams after the fact. And then I also have, you know, like supers and then memberships and stuff. So in supers, which are, you know, like super chats, super stickers and stuff, I have made an estimated, it's not counting what he just sent today, because that still hasn't processed yet, but it's $155 in super chats since March 1st, and then in memberships, $30.32. I think I have like 6 members or something like that. So like it's not really like a living wage. Like I'm not going to be able to like retire on my YouTube incomes or whatever. But if I at the very least can sustain just like my live streams, like I don't really feel like I even need to like really have like content go viral or anything like that. Like if I can just keep entertaining like 100 people at a time, I think at the end of the day I'll be able to like make enough money that it'll make it so that I'm not like, you know, like having to ask anybody to help me out or anything, you know. I haven't gotten any money or asked for or needed any help or anything in like since my birthday, I think. March 16th, so like a week. So that's doing pretty fucking damn good. And I don't think I even need anything. I think just people sent me money for my birthday. A couple people did. You guys are like really obsessed with the devil for some reason. You guys wish I had an OnlyFans. Ew. Smudge Rose, yeah, a month ago I was literally trying to hit 1,000. That's what I'm saying. I literally gained like 10,000 followers in a month, dude. And like, it's just crazy to me. Like, I've always, like, even me, like, I sometimes will realize that I watch a content creator all the time and have never subscribed to them. So, like, the fact that I actually had 10,000 people, even if some of them are trolls and haters or whatever the case may be, like, the fact that that many people literally just hit the subscribe button is just crazy to me, because, like I said, I have used YouTube for years and years and years. And just because, like, maybe something will pop up on my timeline all the time doesn't mean that I'm subscribed to it. Half the things I'm subscribed to don't actually fucking pop up. And I forget they exist. So sometimes I just don't subscribe, so I know that I'll keep popping up on my timeline and not disappear, right? So, like, it's crazy to me that, like, YouTube is the hardest platform to gain a following on. Like, it's the hardest one as a content creator. And, like, I cannot get any followers on Instagram, but, like, I could get followers on TikTok. I can't, but that's because I don't go live stream on Instagram. And when I do live stream on Instagram, does not promote my live stream to literally anyone who you are, or they heard about you. Like, they don't, Instagram is not a place for growth that's, like, organic. I cannot fucking believe this, dude. I have to call Elliot and tell him. Hold on. I'll just audio chat him. Dude, Elliot, guess what? Oh my god. I just looked at my YouTube. I hit 10,000. Start my generator. Use Elliot's little thingy as a hat. Maybe the next day. Into the inner sanctum. Alright. Dude, I can't wait, Smudge Rose, because, like, and I don't give a shit about virality, honestly. Because I know that when you build, like, each person who follows me, like, the people who are following me for, like, stupid reasons will eventually fall off. But the people who follow me because they're interested are following me because they see my personality in real time. It's not like they built up a knowing of who I am, you know, just like over years of watching videos, and it's not actually who I am, because people can fake who they are in videos. Not so much like live off the cuff, right? So that's why I like to do it, because I want people to know who I am truly and get to know me over time, see me go through life experiences and see how I react to those things, so then they can know who I am truly as a person. Like, how do I handle situations, what happens to me, and you know, how do I go through life. I want, you know, to be understood essentially by somebody, for fuck's sake. And for the first time in my life, I do feel understood quite a lot. I love you. I mean, it's still gonna be mostly the same shit, you know, mom in a bus kind of shit, but it's just gonna be mom in a bus on the coast, mom in a bus, you know, here, mom in a bus there. And you know what's really fucking cool that I just realized? See, I knew that I was gonna be mobile again at some point. When I bought my Starlink, I bought the Starlink for RVs, the one that you get mobile service on. So I could travel anywhere in the fucking world and have Wi-Fi. Oh my god, I fucking love you so stinking much. She just like flopped on me, just her butt. And she's like doing this like tail thing. I love you. You're my girl. The best girl ever. I love you. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you so much. You're my cute girl. She's my cute girl. Oh, got focused on the real life. I love you. I do. You sure are acting awfully pregnant. I bet you're pregnant. You are acting pregnant right now. You don't feel very good, do you? Yeah, she doesn't feel good. Your belly hurt? Yeah. Oh, your belly hurts. Yeah, it's gonna hurt a whole hell of a lot more here soon. Yeah, you got your little... You're missing some hair on your nipples now. You stupid bitch. You whore. You stinking hoe. Look at this. Look at her. She's just like, yep, that's me. I love you. I love you. She's even breaking out. She's got a little zit on her chin. Oh my god, my poor girl. I hit 10K, Cheyenne! Just you, my girl. I literally cannot believe it. Love Bunny, I hit 10K. Petra, I hit 10K. I cannot freaking believe it. I was at like 9.7 something for like 4 days, and I went to check on what my ad revenue was, and just all of a sudden discovered that I had hit 10K at some point. I went above it. I don't know where I'm at now. I was at like 5. Money. Oh my god. She's like swishes her tail right over the top of the tablet and just knocks this shit down. I can't believe. Nothing really happens except for I hit a goal that I set for myself, you know, like, but I hit this goal, I hit the goal like a year before I planned it. Like I you know, it took me like from, I think I started like posting videos on YouTube in like almost a year ago, but just like I'd post things that I was like that I made on TikTok that I was like, yeah, that's kind of YouTube Shorts appropriate. I could you know, post it everywhere. So like I would do that kind of thing, but I was mostly on TikTok and then going live on TikTok. I only started paying attention to this app in November. In November, is when I got banned on TikTok Live forever. And so I transitioned to another live streaming app called Bigo Live. And when I transitioned to Bigo Live, I then have a sticker on my screen that I just had my YouTube information on. So I slowly built over the course from November to February, like 400 or 500 subscribers. I had like 150 subscribers on YouTube for like 2 years. Just the people that that I do dreadlocks for and stuff like that had followed me at that point, and like close family and friends. And then someone in my Bigo live chat was like, you have over so and so followers. It was like a really low number, and they're like, you can totally live stream on YouTube now. And I was like, no way, that's not possible. And then lo and behold, it was true. So then I started like kind of dabbling in live streaming here, and also live streaming mostly still on Bigo, because that's where I was making the money. And I really just was like playing around here until it got monetized. I hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I got 4,000 watch hours. On March 1st, all the applications came in and were approved. So officially March 1st was my first day of monetization. So when I was able to monetize here, that's when I was like, oh, well, I need to start like going live and then posting those live streams so that people can then just watch my live streams whenever. And it was running in concurrently with basically the most stressful time of my life, and the most overwhelming time of my life. And so I was going through that while live streaming, and really sick and twisted individuals, instead of seeing mental illness and a mental health struggle for what it literally is, they see, because they're evil, they see evil and they judge. And so they went on a campaign to destroy my life. And so I was already stressed out and going through like the hardest time of my life since my best friend died. And November was like when it was just the worst. I thought it was the worst, but then these Redditors and then these stalkers like started to like go in real life and have like CPS showing up randomly at my house like multiple times a week. My son now has night terrors and is like afraid of me going outside to chop firewood alone. He's always afraid someone's just going to show up and take him away now. So he has like an insecurity in his home because these people tried to rescue him from his abusive mom. And I had the county called false reports. People were saying I was dumping raw sewage in the fucking water, and like they tried to have like the health department out on me. Like these people are literally trying to destroy my fucking life. And I was already going through a mental health crisis. And I then had to like, I basically had to like, okay, everything that you were stressed out about has to take a complete and total backseat, because now you have to focus on the fact that these trolls are trying to destroy your life, and you cannot let them fucking bully you off the internet like that. Like that's just not gonna fly. So I was like, okay, well, in spite of those fucking assholes and because of them, I'm going to live stream even more so people can continue to see for themselves the exact kind of person that I actually am, instead of trusting some person's interpretation of my actions. You can see for yourself who I am and how I move. You don't need someone to tell you what to think. You know, like I trust that people have enough critical thinking skills that they will be able to either like me or hate me based on what they see for themselves, instead of liking me or hating me based on some bullshit that somebody made up. I love me and I'm very secure in who I am. So I am not afraid of being vulnerable on the internet and showing the like worst parts of myself. When I'm having a meltdown, what is it like? When I am overwhelmed and overstimulated and having a mental health crisis, what does that look like? I am not afraid to show me at my worst, because I know that I'm just a human being, and I am an authentic human being. And when I'm going through a hard time, you're gonna see me go through a hard time. When I'm going through a good time, you're gonna watch me go through a good time. And I'm going to do my damnedest to bring as many people on the journey with me. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, you can either hate me and then stick around to watch the train wreck and accidentally learn some stuff and maybe accidentally become a better person, or you can watch me because you genuinely enjoy who I am as a person and want to see me do well, because my journey is your journey. We're literally in this together. Like, if you've ever sent me money, like, this is as much you're invested now in this, you know? So like, what happens on this side is directly, you know, we're literally connected intrinsically at this point. Carly, Simon, I have absolutely no idea. As far as I know, they're still in my chat every day and still talking every day about me, but Elliot's not with me, so like, and CPS knows he's at his dad's. So like, even if they received a report, like while he's at his dad's, they would know that it's retroactive. They've been here, and like, it's not, they know he's not here. So they aren't, you know, but, you know, I'm definitely not explaining myself. I am just a very transparent and open person. That's just how I am. And I don't give a shit what anybody fucking thinks about me. I'm going to continue to be my truest self because that's what feels good to me. And when I try to impress people or I try to jump through hoops to suit other people's like ideas of what life is like or what should be, is when I fucking get myself into trouble. And when I count on other people disappoint me. So like, again, I'm gonna get my life back to a place that is manageable for me and me alone, because I 100% can count on myself. As long as my life is a manageable situation. If I'm overwhelmed, like, everything is gonna fucking struggle. I'm gonna struggle trying to do everything. If I'm, you know, if I can't take a bath, if I can't fucking, you know, like, move around as I want in my kitchen, I can't make my own homemade pasta and make my own homemade breads and things like at will. I have to go through all these crap, clean all these, move all these things, and just like, ugh. I would just rather not, so I just won't do it. But I would really like to use my freaking pasta roller thing. I would really like to make pasta. I would really like to do everything from scratch. I went to culinary school just so that I could learn how to, like, I wanted to know food science. I wanted to know, I wanted to know everything about it. So that's why I spent $60,000 fucking dollars in 2002, so that 2003, so that I could go to freaking culinary school at one of the most famous culinary schools in South Florida at the time, Le Cordon Bleu. And it was before like culinary was on the TV commercials for everybody to join. So this was, I was ahead of the curve. I got in, got out. It was awesome. But I don't want to work in the kitchen field. I don't want to be yelled at all day, and I don't want to have to basically be drunk and high in order to like get through my shift every day. I'm just not interested in that world. But like, I want to be able to make literally everything from scratch. I just can't make everything from scratch, grow all the food, raise the kids, all the mom tasks, and build the farm, do all the animal husbandry stuff. Like, I'm literally only one fucking person. I don't even know what I'm doing. It's not like I'm a farm kid that grew up on a farm, raised on a farm, you know, knows 100% how to like manage all this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning as I go. So like, I'm extra overwhelmed because like, I don't even know where to start or what to do or how to make a functional, efficient situation. And I don't have anybody coming around to show me. So like, I am going to go to a life that I can manage. I know that I can make home cooked from scratch meals if I have a nice kitchen. And that's all I care about. I want a kitchen. I want Elliot to have his own bedroom or his own bunk area. I want to have a freaking nicer functional wood burning stove that's officially routed out the right way so that it's not dangerous. I want to have storage for things. I want a bathroom closet. I want a bathtub in my house. And I want my refrigerator to be counter height, recessed in the counter so that I can open it up and then it becomes part of the countertop. This is what I want. I want my house to be converted. But I don't want this big one. I want a smaller bus so that I can maneuver places easier. And I don't want the air brakes. Carly, it's dude, being like I'm a housewife and a husband, okay? All in the same person. I am also a content creator. So as a content creator, you know, like I also have to be my own like manager, my own agent, my own tax person, my own fucking bookkeeper, you know, all the things that you need to do in order to run a successful any kind of business on the internet or any business at all. Then on top, so I have to make all the money. I have to do all the chores. Or I have to do all of the kid stuff. I'm also homeschooling my kid. You know what I mean? Like, so like, it's just, I'm only one person. I'm literally only one person. I can't, I've got already, I have it puts me in fight or flight already when I have to show up for a demand that's a responsibility. It's very, I have to fight myself and like really overcome a lot of like it's very difficult for me sometimes to like to overcome things that are demands that are put on me. And so having like all these demands that are, I don't have any reprieve. If I don't do them, they don't get done. There's never anybody who's helping me out that like gets something done. Like, oh my God, that was so helpful. Thank you so much. Like, nope, I can't. I always know that if I am not able to get to it, it's still not done. So it's very disheartening. I'm also not really used to sucking at something. Like, I'm really the kind of person that I usually only develop fascinations with things I already kind of innately know that I'm going to be good at. So it seems like I'm really good at everything I try, but that's really because I only really try for things that I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be fucking good at already. So to like not be able to like do all this and be in like, I was really thinking that I could do everything and be the whole, I could do it all by myself. I really was like, okay, well the universe, you know, Roxanne made the choice she did to betray me like she did. And so here I am all by myself. So obviously the universe tricked me into getting out here by myself so that I would learn some really important lessons. So I'm going to ride this out. I'm supposed to be here apparently by myself. So I'm supposed to learn some things. And I learned so much invaluable information. So many things. I learned more in the last 2-3 years than I think I have maybe ever learned in a cluster of time before in my life. Just shit tons of information. And I got really hopeful for the future too, because like, let's just be real, 2024 so far, the year of truth. Because yes, Jan, that's exactly it too. Is like, I really, if I'm not really good at like, so bowling, I've never been good at bowling. You won't catch me bowling. Won't catch me bowling. But I suck at it. I've always sucked at it. Like, the first time I ever picked up a bowling ball, I almost killed my sister from like letting go of it on accident. And like, I was just like, okay, yep, nope, I don't want to, not interested. But yeah, like I usually only kind of develop an interest enough to like buy the materials and try the hobby if I kind of already feel like I'm gonna like, I got this. I mean, like building things is like glorified Legos. You just have to cut the materials all to the sizes you need and then just like put all the pieces together. It literally is that simple, isn't it? But for some reason, I can't fucking do it to save my life. I just don't understand. It's very, very disheartening. And I've not even tallied it, honestly, but I'm in the last 3 years, I have spent very close to $100,000 of money on shit for this property and like trying to make systems better. I mean, I spent $2,000 on the shower setup alone, and that shit is just sitting there. I've got $200 worth of closet stuff in the tent just getting fucking worked. You know? I mean, it's just shit. Just I spent so much money on so much stuff, and then shit just gets destroyed. I don't have a shed to put anything in, so when the water comes, everything gets ruined. I literally have 3 generators here right now. Melissa's been in here for a while. She might have left though. You can make yourself interested in doing tasks that like you have to do though, like cleaning, doing the dishes, that, you know, like stuff like that, chores outside, chores in the house. If you put on my playlist on Spotify, I am not even kidding. This playlist will get your ass motivated to do shit. It's if you find my name, Subliminal Locks on Spotify, you can find my profile, find my all the playlists. The playlist that's called I Am Abundance is the playlist I put on. It's my favorite playlist, but like it's the playlist I put on when I have to do some shit I literally just don't even see that. I honestly haven't seen any of the comments that are hateful. I'm not paying attention to that stuff. I'm looking at the people's names, and if I don't recognize the name, I'm not bothering reading the comment. You know, like if it's not someone that I am familiar with. You have like broken whiskers. What happened? I want to watch I want to see what the tarot lady released today. Let's see what she has to say today. I'm getting nappy. Love you, kitty. I really like the generators from Harbor Freight. Like, they're kind of crappy, the Predator brand, but if you aren't like beating the shit out of it like I do, I use it like daily for like 5 hours a day. So if you aren't going to be using it like that much, they're great generators, because if they break, you can just take it back to freaking Harbor Freight and get a brand new generator. Like, if you need an oil change, just take it back to Harbor Freight and get a new generator. So I do really like those. Those are the ones that I tend to buy. I have one from like Walmart that's it's called like a Blackjack or something like that. I can't quite remember. That one I don't really like as much. It gave me trouble. It's harder to start than the Predators. They're all very easy to like get started. And the bigger models, like when you get up to like 32, maybe 4,000 watts, you can get a second little battery, like a little 12-volt battery, and you can install it, and then you can have automatic start, so you don't have to like pull the cord every time you try to start that damn generator, which is really nice. Oh, man, I'm getting sleepy. I want to go take a nap. My whole day is just like so different. I was up until like 4 a.m. and then I slept until like maybe 9. I woke up and then I just like vegged out. I watched that video of Catherine. Oh man, I actually cried. So like that Kate Middleton video, did you guys see that she came out with a video? She like a proof of life. She looks really, really skinny and really sick. Apparently she's got some kind of fucking really horrific cancer, which is really weird because Prince Charles also has testicular cancer. And so I was like, I was eating, I walked away for a second and I realized, I was like, oh my God, they got the vaccine. They got that fucking, they've both gotten turbo cancer from that fucking vaccine. It's just fucking terrible, dude. Like, when the biggest fear, as someone who was afraid to do it and didn't, the biggest thing that I was worried about with my families who did do it was that the doctors who are all studying the actual science behind it all were really not giving favorable projections for people who did receive the shot, and were giving them approximately 5 years before it was like there was a fear of, it was called like turbo cancer is basically what they were talking about. And now it's just weird that so many people that you just are like, wait, what? They are just like getting cancer and getting super sick and like really quickly. And it's just weird how they were like, Dr. McCullough, he was warning about that specifically. And they banned him from Twitter for that kind of stuff instead of allowing him to have an open discussion and discourage enough, you know, to stop us from discouraging you guys from getting it. They didn't want us to be able to make you pause and think about what was going on for a second. They wanted you to just get it and get it over with. It was a huge money laundering operation. It's very, very, very shameful. But I'm grateful that the quarantine happened, because it did make a lot of people, and the forceful mandates and stuff made a lot of people stop and start noticing. And all I care about is that people notice things. I don't give a shit, like, you know, what ultimately, if you decide to, like, you know, however to dice it, you want to be left, you want to be right, however, as long as you're noticing, that's all. Is just notice things. Just take notice. Just, you know. Magpie Malone, I literally thought that too. I know for a fact that the people in power, like a lot of people in power that knew and were pushing it, like didn't get it or didn't get the real deal. For sure. But you gotta realize that, like, so many people literally did get it, and like people that are in relatively, you know, you gotta think, like, do you think Prince Charles could believe for 1 second that he was going to be outsmarted by someone? You know what I mean? Like, the ego on these types of people, like, they're just above reproach. They can't be fooled. They know everything, so, you know, they can't be bamboozled. But like, if someone doesn't want the monarchy in place anymore for some reason, like maybe they were trying to you know, take over the government and take over power of the people, and the monarchy is basically one more you know, layer to secure the population from that type of situation, then, you know, they're going to do whatever they can to cull the herd. Those kids are I pray to God those kids didn't get it. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. I'm basically just gonna go scroll social media and veg out for a while. I've been online for a while, so. I love you guys. I'm literally so grateful. You guys, I hit 10,000 fucking subscribers. I'm like, I'm really sad that I can't, like, I don't have like a mom or like a grandma or anybody that like I could like call and celebrate with. My kid is the only person that I could think of in the whole world that I could like call to celebrate that with. Boo. Alright, I love you guys. I know, Sean, but you guys are with me on this, so like, it's your journey. You guys hit 10,000. You know, it's different with you guys and like Michelle and everybody. You know, it's different because like you're with me on this. Like, we're all together. So like, but like, I don't have like a mom. I can't like call my mom, you know, or like call my grandma or call like my aunt or like call like my dad. Like, I don't have anybody that I can call that is like outside of this little box right here. that I could tell that would be excited and proud for me. Like nobody. And that's sad. And nobody should go through that. Nobody should be without family, you know, in that way. All right. I love you. Bye.